UT Chattanooga used their defense in a dominating first-round performance. The Mocs forced 5 turnovers, including a 99-yard fumble return for a touchdown and a pick 6, all in a 45-14 romp over Weber State. 5th seed Sam Houston State enters the FCS semifinals for the 2nd straight year after dismantling Central Arkansas in the Southland Championship game. The Bearcats also forced 5 turnovers, but it was quarterback Jeremy Briscoe who passed for 7 TDs in a 52-23 win and the only undefeated record in the playoffs. It's the 2nd round of the football championship series, and it's coming up next. NCAA FCS 2nd round, presented by Northwestern Mutual. From Elliott T. Bowers Stadium in Huntsville, Texas, today the Mocs from the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga take on the Bearcats of Sam Houston State. It rained a little bit earlier today. It's probably going to rain again later on today. A chilly, damp afternoon just north of Houston. And we take a look at the FCS playoff brackets. These 2 teams today playing for a chance to get the winner of number 4 James Madison and New Hampshire next week. And look, a likely date ahead with number 1 North Dakota State. It's the top seed anyway on this side of the bracket. On the other side of the bracket, the highlighters there, Eastern Washington and Jacksonville State, the top 2 seeds left on that side. And hello again, everybody. Welcome in. Great to be with you this afternoon. We're looking forward to this bowl game. Dave Raymond alongside the coach, Watson Brown. One of the top offenses in the country at any level, Sam Houston State. And, of course, a very great defense from Chattanooga. Going to be a tough one to handicap.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. It's the number 1 offense in the country, and they're led by Jeremiah Davis, who's just a fantastic football player. He's a quarterback. He's thrown 52 touchdown passes. I mean, that's just unbelievable, and really hadn't played much in the second half. And he's got a bevy of receivers to throw it to. There's no doubt about that. Jedediah is a fantastic football player, Jedediah Lewis, and hard to handle. He plays on the inside as a receiver. A lot of one-on-one situations, makes a lot of yards after the catch.
They have dismantled so many very good defenses this year to the tune of just a little bit less than 600 total yards per game. But today, they do get a very good defense in Chattanooga.
It's one of the top 10 defenses in the country, and they're led by Kenyatta Davis, the defensive player of the year in the SoCon. Outstanding football player, really fast, really strong, really quick off the football. I have yet to see anybody block him this year. It's going to be a good match. And their linebacker, kind of their leader of the football team, Nakivia Leslie, is a fantastic, really good open field player. Very good tackler, was a defensive back, moved to linebacker, is the leader of this defense. Something's got to give, Dave. This is 2 good football teams.
Big, aggressive defenders with some team speed, and a lot of team speed on the Sam Houston side as well. Should be a fun one this afternoon. Chattanooga, Sam Houston State. We've got the kickoff coming up next. Well, all set to go this afternoon. Let's take a look at how these 2 teams are planning for success. Brought to you by Northwestern Mutual. And you see Chattanooga, they got to try and slow them down, Coach. That's a pretty stiff task.
Yes, I think it is. They have been such a quick start offense all year long. 201 points to 37 in the first quarter. I think it's very important for Chattanooga to slow them down early. And one way it'll help that is the Chattanooga offense getting off to a good start. Can't put all the pressure on the defense to stop this football team.
Well, we're ready to go. Should take a look at head man Casey Keeler in his 3rd year at Sam Houston State and his 3rd straight appearance in the playoffs. Not a big surprise. Last year, very good club. Averaged well over 500 yards of offense per game. This year, even more, the only undefeated team left.
And Dave, a lot of these kids back again next year. They've got it going. They've got it going here in Huntsville, Texas.
Jalen Harris, Tyler Scott back to receive the kick, and it is Harris from about the 9-yard line, and Harris gets it across the 25. Sam Houston State will begin their first drive of the afternoon. Jeremiah Briscoe will lead them out, and boy, some pretty gaudy numbers that young man has put up this year.
They're just scary. I mean, it's just unbelievable the yards he's thrown for, the touchdown passes, the completion percentage up 67%. I mean, he's just been unbelievable. But I'm telling you, he has got a lot of good football players around him.
Well, they have completed passes to 16 different receivers this year. 13 of them have caught touchdown passes, and they immediately go out to Stewart, who will be pushed out of bounds at about the 35-yard line by Trevor Wright.
They're a very quick strike bunch. Get a lot of big plays and score in less than 2 minutes. Really need to get off to a good start right here. The Chattanooga defense, see if they can slow them down early.
Interesting. Immediately they go to the outside. Now they try to go inside a little bit. That time to Jedediah Lewis, but incomplete. Good coverage provided that time by Montrell Pardue.
Montrell is a really good football player. He's the one that knocked the ball loose, took it 99 yards last week for a score. This defensive secondary can hang with this bunch. I'm telling you, they're good enough to play with them.
Now look to the sidelines for Briscoe, the junior out of Houston, Texas. Went to Stratford High School, same high school that produced Andrew Luck, and he completes his second pass of the afternoon, and it's a good one all the way across the 50-yard line as Davian Davis makes his first reception of the day. Cedric Nettles ultimately the man to bring him down.
This is what you're going to have to watch all day long, is yards after the catch. Broke a couple of tackles and gained another 10 yards off of about a 4-yard catch.
Right back at it and right back to the air. Tyler Scott breaks a tackle, brought down just short of the 30-yard line.
This is what Coach Huseman said to us during the week, Dave. He said, we have to tackle well. Throw a lot of short passes, then got great athletes to break tackles, and so far they're not tackling real well. They've missed a couple of tackles here in a row on this drive.
And not the first one that really led to significant yardage after the catch. Briscoe with a lot of time, has his man, and it's caught for a touchdown. Jedediah Lewis, the junior, brings it in, and Sam Houston converts on their first possession of the day.
Just a beautiful throw and catch, right on the money, and then a great catch by Jedediah. He is the man, and he's been the guy all year long. Look at the time that Jeremiah's got to throw, and then we just run by the defensive back and then makes a great catch. That is the Sam Houston offense right there.
Little Odell Beckham Jr. type catch in the end zone by Lewis, and the extra point converted. Sam Houston State, not a shocker, but a very quick drive and a touchdown on their first possession.
Media timeout.
Well, there you see it. Sam Houston State pretty much by the book on that first drive, Coach.
Just fantastic. Everything. The time that Jeremiah had to throw, receivers open, a lot of short throws, broke tackles, made some big plays, and then they go for the big one for the score. This is the chemistry of this team, the philosophy of this team that they've had all year long.
And Briscoe continuing to march down. Willie Totten, Mississippi Valley State back in the mid-'80s, who set the FCS record with 56 touchdown tosses. Well, that's number 53 for Briscoe, and a touchback for Chattanooga. And their first opportunity now against this Bearcats defense.
I think there's even more pressure on the Chattanooga offense now. They need to move the football right here. Let their defense catch their breath a little bit and settle down. The UTC defense is not used to what just happened to them. And so they need to get over, have some time to get over there and work through it. And Alejandro Benefield needs to play well. He's got to match Briscoe's performance today if Chattanooga is going to be a good be in this football game.
Let's see last week's numbers against Weber State. Benefield averaging about 200 yards per game in the air. He's been a very efficient passer this year, and going deep on the first play of the game, but overthrows his intended receiver, Xavier Borshade.
Went deep on the first play, went after Darian Flowers, the corner on this side, the All-Southland corner. Only played about half the season with an injury, and he's been a big piece of their defense here in the last 5 or 6 weeks. But they got second and long. It didn't connect, and so now they've put themselves in second and long.
And they're going after Darian Flowers, that man right there, the junior from Tyler, Texas. An interesting decision. Flowers, who has played only 6 games this year, but has been very effective on the defensive side for Sam Houston State. And the Bearcats bottle up a run attempt on second down, and so third and long the situation now for the Mocs.
This is not when the Mocs are at their best, and the pass rush of these 2 defensive ends that they're going to go against. P.J. Hall is a fantastic pass rusher, the Southland Defensive Player of the Year. They need to stay out of these situations. They're going to have to hurry here and get a play call to get going.
And there's big P.J. Hall, 6'1", 280-pound junior. What a big year he had, and a timeout taken by the Mocs. So the Mocs obviously understanding that this is a critical play for them in these early moments.
Well, they just got to take some pressure off their defense. I mean, the Sam Houston offense is so good that they've got to take some pressure off. And so let's see what they can do. I promise you this isn't what they wanted on the first drive of the game, to be 3rd and 9.
Well, we saw that first drive by Sam Houston State. It was 5 plays, 72 yards, and it only took them 55 seconds. And you know, that's been part of the story this year for Sam Houston State. That's their 84th touchdown drive of the year. 51 of them now less than 2 minutes in length. And so
how many are under a minute, you think? I mean, that one was. There's no telling even under 1 minute how many drives. They're a fast-paced bunch.
Well, an obvious passing spot here for Benefield and the Mocs. He gets rid of it quickly, but inaccurately, as he was looking for Derek Crane out of the backfield. A senior running back, though, nowhere near it, and so the Mocs have to give the football back.
Well, in essence, that was a screen play. They were going to flare the back. The 2 receivers were blocking. Chattanooga's going to try to stay out of having to block these pass rushers and do a lot of drop-back pass on 3rd and long. That's why they've got to have better success on 1st and 2nd down to have a chance to stay in this game.
Jedediah Lewis, Derek Dick, the 2 men back for Sam Houston State, and this one shanked, but a very favorable roll for the Mocs. And a flag back by the punter, Colin Brewer. There might have been a little extra contact.
I think this is running into the kicker, which is just a 5-yard penalty. I would think the Mocs will turn this down.
Running in the kicker. Defense, number 89. That penalty is declined. First down, Sam Houston State.
Chris Lemange, our referee today.
That could have been called as 15 right there because he pushed him at the last minute. So that's an interesting call to start the game right there that did not go the Mocs' way.
That said, that kick at first blush did not look very good, and they did get a somewhat favorable roll down to the 32-yard line, where Sam Houston will take over for their 2nd drive of the afternoon. This time they'll put it on the ground. And a pickup of about 2 or 3 yards. They can run the football, and that's one thing that sometimes is lost. Corey Avery, the junior running back out of Dallas, brought down by big Justin King. They'll bring up a 2nd and 7. And again on the ground, and again a big hole this time, and Avery able to get enough for what appears to be a first down. Nakavian Leslie was there to make the stop.
Just a straight zone play. They're spreading them out. And there's 6 of them in the box. They just get a hat on everybody, and there's a nice hole in there. Nice tackle in the secondary to keep that from being a bigger play.
Now they'll swing it out this time. Caught. And Jedediah Lewis stays on his feet. And we were talking about tackling earlier. Tackling a little spotty in these early moments for the Mocs. Lucas Webb ultimately able to get it done.
And a good tackling football team. It just shows you how good these wide receivers are. They're really good space players. They're not very big kids at all, but they got great feet, great athletes, a lot of yards after catch.
Jedediah Lewis, incidentally, now over 1,000 yards for the year. And this long pass brought down near the 15-yard line. Jalen Harris, the redshirt freshman, with just his 5th catch of the year.
Another beautiful post route. I'm telling you, right on the money. And these wide receivers are making great catches. That was not an easy catch by any means with wet ball, and on a day like today, I'm very impressed with the throwing and catching of this football team.
Good for 39 yards and another first down. A handoff again to Avery. This time met at the line of scrimmage, and it was Leslie who closed quickly from that middle linebacker spot.
Tried to run the zone play that they just ran just 2 plays before. Played much better by the Chattanooga front 6. Leslie, you're going to hear his name a bunch today.
He's now over 100 tackles for the season. And on second down, a little play action, and that one incomplete. No, they didn't bite too badly on the play action look.
No, and what this team does, Dave, is they have a lot of what you hear everybody talking about in college football today, a lot of run-pass option. There's a running play called, a passing play called, and the quarterback, as the ball is being snapped, decides what he wants to do with the ball. Well defended right there.
Now pulls the Mocs offside on a 3rd and 8, and boy, is that a big penalty there.
Oh, that is such a huge penalty. The first time of the day they've gotten.
Offsides. Defense, number 8. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Goes from 3rd and long to 3rd and do what you want now. They can run, they can throw. They're back to their run pass option thoughts. That was a big penalty.
Now you just have every option possible at your avail if you're Sam Houston State. And the one thing they don't need is a lot of help. Pass over the middle, and it's caught for another touchdown. Jedediah Lewis with his 2nd TD reception of the day.
Just jump on you so fast. I mean, that was a double move in essence. He starts to the outside, comes back on a quick slant on the inside, and he just turned the Chattanooga defender around. It's just beautiful throwing and catching. Jeremiah's used to doing that. He's had a few fist bumps as this year's going on. That's the 54th one, I think, right there.
Yeah, number 54. And by the way, a 14-0 start. We're not even 4 minutes into this ball game. And Sam Houston State, the most prolific offense in the nation, off and running.
Media timeout.
Well, if you're just joining us, you can't look away because 14-0. Sam Houston State barely 4 minutes into this game. One of the great weeks of the college calendar, Jimmy V Week. Help us beat cancer. Log on to www.jimmyv.org or call 1-800-4-JIMMY-V to donate. All donations benefit the V Foundation for Cancer. So, Sam Houston State, 2 touches, 2 touchdowns. And the Mocs will have another opportunity offensively. They pick it up at the goal line. CJ Board, and he is brought down inside the 10-yard line. So special teams, well, it could be a factor in this game as well. The average starting point for Sam Houston State's been past their own 30-yard line, and not good for the Mocs.
Not good for the Mocs. And when you are a very athletic football team, as Sam Houston is, your special teams are usually pretty good. They've got good kickers and punters on this football team also, but this team can fly, a lot of athletes, and that usually leads to strong special teams play.
Now, 11-0, Sam Houston State, and so much is made of their offense, averaging over 580 yards a game, but the defense very stout, and special teams have already played a factor in this one. A handoff for the Mocs as they'll play it a little more conservatively this time. Derek Crane, the senior running back out of Georgia. Take a look at Russ Huseman, his 8th year at his alma mater.
Russ has done a fantastic job there, and just they've been in the playoffs. This is the 3rd year in a row in the playoffs themselves. Not the start that Russ wanted, I can promise you. Need a first down.
Again, they'll give the ball to Crane, and he'll push forward for a yard and maybe a yard and a half, but it brings up 3rd and 4.
So far, they're playing them with 6 guys in the middle of the field, Dave. And when you can stop the run with 6 guys at the line of scrimmage now, you got a chance to have a really good day. Chattanooga has not run the ball, and yet the defense has really not forced them to have to throw yet. This is a better situation in 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 5 than it was the first series.
On a field, changing the call at the line of scrimmage, and a little clever perhaps as they swing it out to the far sideline. C.J. Board, the man who made the reception, but Adrian Contreras coming up from the safety position to make the stop, and that's going to be very close to that first down marker.
I think they've given first down. Big play. The Mocs needed that desperately, and honestly, the play was not there when it was covered. Quarterback bought a little time and then found the flare and wide, and a nice run by Board.
Not so sure that Keeler agrees with the spot, but his team does give up their first down of the afternoon.
Have you ever seen a coach agree with the spot?
No, not if it didn't work out for him.
That's
so a
right.
keeper for Benefield, and he'll settle for a couple of yards on first down, and he can run the football. He does give them a little added dimension that way.
This team, to me, their outside game is better than their inside game. They're going to have to get some outside run going, just like they did right there. Now they got 2nd and short. Good situation for them. If they want to take a shot at something here, they could.
Oh, whistle. And again,
The ruling on the field was it was a backwards pass. That play is under further review.
all right, so it is upstairs now and in the hands.
Well, and it can be a forward pass as long as he's behind the line of scrimmage. He's crossed the line of scrimmage, and that's close. That is very close. We'll have to see it again, but I'm not sure that looked overrulable because it is just so close. Very pretty play. It looks like the ball may be a little bit forward to me. That's going to be an interesting call.
Well, Ken Myers is our replay official upstairs here this afternoon. This might be our best look.
That ball's forward.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
That ball is forward. I think that one's coming back.
Now, they said the ruling on the field, if I understood that correctly, said the ruling on the field was that it was a
backwards pass, which
right.
means it's like an option play. And that would have been fine if he was behind the line of scrimmage. But the ball had crossed the line of scrimmage. Now, if that back gets in front of the quarterback, that's a penalty with the ball.
So now we have to have clear and convincing evidence that it indeed.
After review, the ruling on the field stands.
Wow.
It'll be 2nd down.
See, that what happens to me, Dave, there's still a lot of element of just human element in what we do. Because if they call something and it's not just, you can see it just adamantly that it should be changed, they will not change it. So, and I think that's a missed call.
Yep. Well,
It's a missed call by the official, but it's so close. We had to look at it in slow motion ourselves 3 times, and it was very close.
yeah, and the language there was not that the call was confirmed, just that it stands. So they didn't have enough to overturn it.
That's right.
And so now the pass out again to Crane. Crane able to move it forward for a first down, out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Another big pickup for the Mocs.
Exactly what the Mocs need. They had to make some first downs, 2 in a row, getting the ball up now close to midfield, getting off their own goal line. Here's the first critical time in the game that they've responded to.
First possession didn't go well.
No,
3 and out.
Not, and their defense needed a break to talk a little bit, pushed them right back out there. This is better for the Moc defense.
Benefield using as much of that play clock as he can, and the handoff to Crane was bottled up by Mike Chapman at the line of scrimmage. Chapman, the senior out of Sealy, Texas.
That time they didn't walk out and they had an extra man in the box. Chattanooga's not going to make a lot of yards when that happens. I think the quarterback should have flipped that to the outside. Looked like that was one of the things we talked about early here, is one of those run-pass option plays, and I think the quarterback made a poor decision.
Alejandro Benefield, a junior. And he'll give it off to Crane, and Crane able to pick up about 11 yards on the play. Got it right to midfield before Terrell Stokes brought him down.
That was back to 6-on-6 in there. They had a tight end in this time. Didn't have a fourth wide receiver. He blocked the linebacker there. Nice running play. Good job, Mox. Got him another first down.
Going again, just chewing up clock, giving that defense a moment to catch its breath. And a swing out, this time complete, but good for nothing.
Speed. That was a quick wide receiver screen on the outside. P.J. Hall. He can't just rush the passer. He can do a lot of things well. He's had interceptions in his career. Just a great athlete and only a junior. So they're going to get to enjoy him some more.
Defensive Player of the Year in the Southland Conference. About 21 tackles for a loss this year. That's pretty good. 7th in the nation. And now 2 men in the backfield with Benefield. And he'll give it to Crane again, who fights forward. Picks up about 3 yards, but a 3rd and long. One of those critical spots now for the Mocs.
Nice run by Derek Crane. He's got strong legs. He doesn't come down on the first tackle. His body's always going forward. That was probably a 1-yard gain turned into a 3.5-yard gain. But here we are, 3rd down and about 6 again. Big play for the Mocs. And they've crossed the midfield line. So this could keep a drive going if they can come up with a good play right here.
Well, a man in the backfield, Ricardre Bagley, the junior, and it is Bagley who will get the carry, and Bagley fights forward, but he will be short. There's no way the spot gets him there. He's about a yard shy of the first down.
This will be an interesting call. That call may have been made in saying we're going to go for it on 4th down if we get close enough, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do.
Big play right here. Huseman, the head man. Jeff Durden, the 4th-year offensive coordinator. Got to come up with something pretty good right here. You see, they've been good on these 4th down opportunities. A lot of company up front. The handoff to Crane, and Crane will not get there. And there you see the defense of Sam Houston State stepping up.
Just great penetration up front. And then when you get penetration, it frees up linebackers and safeties. Come flying.
Media timeout
there, along with Mike Chapman having a big first half. ESPN's coverage of the FCS Championship continues with the quarterfinals Friday, December 9th, 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2. For more information, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Well, Russ Huseman had a big decision to make there a moment ago, Coach. Walk me through what's going through his mind on that 4th down.
In my personal opinion, I think that's a good decision. As coaches, when you're playing a great offense, it's going to score a lot of points. That's, to me, when you go for those 4th and shorts more. If the other side's not scoring a lot of points, you don't have to take the chances. I think he did the right thing in going for that.
Play action, and it goes to Jedediah Lewis again. Good for a first down, pickup of 12 yards on the first play from scrimmage.
There we are. There's your run-pass option. That was a run-pass option, and he caught the one-on-one to Lewis. I think anytime he sees number 9 one-on-one, he's going to take that ball and throw it to him.
Well, what did Coach Keeler say this last week about Jedediah Lewis? Best slot man in the country, and he was not equivocating. He said it was pretty clear. His good pursuit that time. Mantrell McMillan, the senior from Albany, Georgia, with the sack.
and they don't talk about him near as much, but he's also a very good defensive end. And you're worried more about Keontae Davis on the other side. McMillan has made a lot of big plays for this defense this year.
Now 7.5 sacks for the season. Good pursuit again. Briscoe, though, steps into the pocket and lets it fly long, well over the head of his intended receiver.
That's a good sign for Chattanooga, because this young man hadn't had a lot of pressure on him all year. 8 sacks in a season, 419 drop back passes. It's unbelievable, but that's 2 plays in a row now. There've been white shirts in the backfield.
There you see the big contrast today. That defense of Chattanooga, best passing defense in the country. Sam Houston State, second most prolific passing team in the nation. So, well, so far, advantage Sam Houston State, but this has been a pretty impressive stand so far for the Mocs. And good pressure again, and the pass well short for Briscoe. And a flag on the play came in late.
I think it's a legal procedure on the Bearcats. This will be turned down. Great job.
Illegal formation, offense, number 66. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
That's a great job by the defense. They faked the blitz first, and they had no backs in the backfield, so I think they're worried about protection. At the last minute, they walked out, and that's the first time I've seen the Bearcat offense look a little confused.
And for the first time today, C.J. Board back to receive a punt. Joseph Figgenshaw, the senior punter from Rosenberg, Texas. He's had a very nice year, averaging better than 44 yards per kick this year, and a high spiral. Fair catch asked for at the 6-yard line. And once again, the Mocs will start very deep in their own territory.
And that's where they've started the whole game. They've been backed up, having to play field position. They got to do exactly what they did the series before. Get this thing out of here. Do not give the Bearcats the ball on the other side of the 50, on the Moc side of the 50.
I guess the other side of starting deep again for the Mocs is that they did finally stop that Bearcat offense, and they've got to feel very good about that.
No, that was a defensive series there. That was a good sign for Chattanooga with the pressure in the backfield on Briscoe.
Benefield to Crane again, and Derek Crane's been busy in these early moments. Short pickup, maybe about a yard on the play.
And I think they're having to be conservative. They've been backed up so much. A lot of their offense that I've watched them is they really run the ball well on the flanks, and they just haven't tried a lot of that yet. But you also got to understand they've been backed up. It's not a place to take a lot of chances back here.
Second down, 9 yards to go, but from their 7-yard line, limiting again their options, but they'll swing it out, and the pass complete to Borishati. Xavier Borishati, a senior from Kennesaw, Washington, and there's a first down.
This is one of those run-pass options. You can see the lineman coming off the ball. Great timing on that outcut. Flowers gave a lot of room over there that time and let him run an outcut into the boundary.
Borishati leading the Mocs with now 41 receptions this year. And now a quick pass out to the opposite sideline and a little one-on-one action over there. Alfonso McMillan ultimately able to take care of C.J. Board.
I think that's Alfonso Stewart is who caught the ball. That's the Chattanooga offense that I've been watching. To get you into space, and they have to make a lot of blocks on the corners. Their wide receivers are really good blockers, and that's the first time I've really seen them make yards in outside the hashes, if you want to say that.
Well, first downs now in the last 2 plays. Indeed, Alfonso Stewart, his first catch of the day, the junior, with 22 catches for the year. Back over again, looking for Borishati.
Same exact play. They ran 2 plays ago. This time Benefield just did not execute it. He had him open again. They got to make those plays today. You know the quarterback on the other side is just not going to miss a lot. A lot of pressure on Benefield. He's taking the coach's son spot from the last 3 years. Jacob Huseman, who was 3-time SoCon Player of the Year. He has really responded through the season. Coach Huseman very, very proud of this young man. but he's going to have to play well today.
5 for 8 so far through the air. A 2nd and 10. We'll go back to the run game. Great job by this tough senior, Derek Crane, bouncing off some bodies to squeeze out a couple more yards. Brings up what looks to be about 3rd and 6.
Derek Crane is the leader of this football team, to be very honest, and he's for sure the offensive leader. They call on him a bunch. Tough young man, blocks well in pass protection. He's not getting a lot to see today so far, but he's taken 2-yard gains, 1-yard gains, turned them into 4- and 5-yard gains.
And Crane needs 32 yards to get to 1,000 today. Well, he's got 33. The pass out again to Borishati. That same play, although this time to this short side of the field. And again, I don't know that time that there was a whole lot of opportunity there.
It's hard to go the well 3 times in a row, and that was against the boundary corner, who plays much tighter than the field corner does. That was Sammy Webb on the coverage that time. You watch now, they'll come back on Sammy Webb and see if they can't go deep on him as the game goes on.
So now Colin Brewer back to punt it, standing at his own 20-yard line. And gets a good foot into this one. And a fair catch asked for by Jedediah Lewis. And so Sam Houston State, this might be as deep as they have had to start today.
Well, it was good that the defense from Chattanooga made a nice stop, but the punt put them back to the 5-yard line again. Not sure I would have caught the ball down on the 5-yard line. Maybe it would have gone in the end zone. They need a stop on this end of the field and see if they can change the field position, because probably the biggest difference in the game I've seen so far is Sam Houston's really been freewheeling. They've had the field position the whole first quarter.
Starting at their own 19-yard line officially this time. Time again in the pocket and a wide open Lewis. Another big catch for Lewis all the way down to the 43-yard line and another first down.
Well, you see the pressure's getting there. Briscoe let it go just in time. What a great catch again. They're going to have to back off this young man some. They're crowding him a little too much. They cannot let Lewis have these big plays.
36 yards on the reception. The delayed handoff to Avery, and he spins ahead for a couple yards before Keedian Leslie brings him down.
As we said, his name will be called a bunch. Both these two linebackers, very athletic, very good tacklers. Dale Warren, the other one, they're going to be called on today to tackle these backs.
Now a quick pass, but this one too far ahead of Lewis.
That ball crossed the line of scrimmage. That could have been a penalty because the Bearcat receivers were blocking with the ball in the air. So the officials missed that one on that side of the field. Normally that ball stays behind the line. That ball crossed the line of scrimmage.
This is interesting again. 3rd and 9 here. Could the Mocs stiffen up 2 drives in a row? They've got 4 men up. Passing spot here for Briscoe. And Briscoe, I think he's going to need a timeout. Indeed, he'll take one and talk this one over.
Timeout. Sam Houston State. Their first of the half. 30-second timeout.
So like we have seen all year, Sam Houston State comes out and absolutely ambushes Huseman and the Mocs in the early moments. But it looks like Huseman may have, in those first 4 minutes, figured something out to maybe slow this offense down just a touch.
What they've done on the last 2 drives is played better on 1st and 2nd down. That's been the difference. When this team gets you in 3rd and long, a lot of times they're now on the advantage, and they were the first 3rd and long of the game, made Briscoe throw a quick throw and an incomplete pass. What's got to happen to me better is that the Chattanooga offense has got to get going. You're not going to score 14, 17 points and win this football game. I think they're going to have to loosen up a little more, and they've got to go after them. But it's been hard because they've been backed up so much in this first quarter.
Russ Huseman, he and Casey Keeler, they go back a little ways. Keeler called him the best defensive mind in the game. A little eye candy for Sam Houston State. They'll put 5 receivers out. Briscoe fires it out there, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Tyler Scott. And the Bearcats will give it back.
That's twice in 3rd and long, and the Mocs have made stops in 3rd and long. So we're getting to see a little pattern. Play well on 1st and 2nd down against these guys. You got a shot because the Chattanooga pass defense and pass rush is so good.
Now here's the deal. The Mocs once again looking at starting very deep in their own territory.
It's never good for a coach when your returner's standing on the 10-yard line. If you don't bring it back a ways, you're not going to have very good field position.
Now the punt, a high one, and near the 8-yard line, knocked down by Board, but he didn't get it cleanly, and Sam Houston recovers. Oh boy.
I think when we watch this, you're going to see that his own man tripped him up as he's going for the ball. He stumbled over one of his own friendly fire, if you want to call it that. Right here, he stumbles and the ball bounces up and hits Board, and he falls forward. Just cannot turn the football over against this team. Playoff team, Central Arkansas. Really good year, still in the playoffs today. Came into this stadium, turned it over 5 times. Game was over at the half. You've got to take care of the football against the Bearcats.
Tucker Addington, the long snapper, the man who got down there quickly and recovered the football, and now a short field for the Bearcats, and that one thrown into traffic. Wow. Maybe fortunate that Nettles didn't come away with that one if you're Jeremiah Briscoe.
Nettles well played. That's the 3rd time they've tried to go to that pass. The free safety made a nice break on that ball, makes it 2nd and 10.
Rogan Henderson in the backfield, and they'll fake the handoff to him. He's a tight end, and there's the interception at the 2-yard line. And an opportunity for Trevor Wright to get it back across the 20, and a late flag comes in as well. Oh boy.
Yep, 2 flags. There's one over here on the Sam Houston sidelines also, which probably means an official ran into somebody.
Well, that pass right into the awaiting hands of Trevor Wright, the cornerback. But we got to sort out those flags. Anxious moments on the left side of the screen there for Huseman, and you can see he's a little concerned about the direction this one's going.
I think the way you see his reactions, I believe the first penalty, the penalty in the field will be against the Mocs and probably pass interference.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Pass interference, defense, number 21. We have unsportsmanlike conduct, sideline interference on the offense. The pass interference will be enforced, and then the sideline interference will be enforced. It'll be 1st and 10, Sam Houston State.
Well, yep, Huseman didn't like it. Take a look at the interference here.
That's a tough call. Even though it was physical, there was some pushing and shoving. That could have gone either way. I think it's the proper call, but it was close. And then, of course, Chattanooga will get a break out of this because they're going to gain more yards with the 15-yard penalty going the other way.
So 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, and a couple of big plays. The muffed punt, and now the interference that overturns the interception. The handoff to Henderson. Talking about him a moment ago. He's a big body for them, a tight end who they put in the backfield, and they've gone to this lately. Lucas Webb ultimately coming up from the secondary to make the stop, but
that is the end of the first quarter.
6'2", 250. And a big guy they'll use in short yardage situations. Into the first quarter, all Sam Houston State. NCAA FCS second round presented by Northwestern Mutual. Tell you what, we've ended up getting a much better day up here than we anticipated. No rain since, I don't know, probably about 11 o'clock this morning.
I know when we woke up this morning, we were saying, would they play this thing? Thunder, lightning coming down, raining hard. It's nice right now.
Well, on second down, the first play of the second quarter, completion to Davion Davis. Trevor Wright brings him down inside the 10-yard line, but it is a first down for Sam Houston State, working with that 14-0 lead. Briscoe has been very sharp in this first half. He'll give it off to Corey Avery, breaks a couple of tackles, and he's in from 7 yards out.
Just too easy. A lot of missed tackles. Exactly what Coach Huseman told us on Thursday. We have to tackle well today. They're not a little colder, a little wet. I've always said if it's not raining really hard, sometimes with a wet surface, it's advantage offense. Uniforms get wet, hard to grab a hold and tackle, and these are strong backs that can carry the ball. And you got to walk out as far to cover these receivers. It just opens up spots inside.
Swinberger with the extra point. 21-0 Sam Houston State. The big offense continues to roll. Corey Avery's 10th rushing touchdown of the year. (21-0) Sam Houston State. So, couple of stops for Chattanooga, but it is hard to hold down that Bearcat offense for long.
Well, you can't give them that kind of field position. In those two stops, they punted them down to the 5 and didn't get anything, and then they fumbled a punt on the next stop. So it's just been tough, and Chattanooga cannot make the two big mistakes I see, giving up the deep ball and the one big turnover.
Nearly 200 yards of total offense already for Sam Houston State. And how about that big leg all the way through the end zone? Trey Honstein will give it to the Mocs at their own 25-yard line. All right, well now, for maybe the first time today, the Mocs with the ball in decent field position to start.
Got to do something too. It's time. They've got to move the football. They knew they had to score points. You're not going to hold Sam Houston to 2 touchdowns or something. You've got to score points yourself. It's time for this offense to come alive.
Well, with each possession, the stakes become higher and higher. The handoff again, some room for Crane, and Crane with a first down on that run off to the far sideline. Adrian Contreras pushing him out of bounds.
Boy, he's tough to get down with one guy. He's got strong legs. Very shifty with his hips. There was a nice hip move there that with the first guy missed the tackle. Big first down. Let's see if they can keep it coming.
5'10", 205 pounds, and he runs with a head of steam when he gets going. Benefield going to turn it up himself. Some contact to the 40-yard line, but a pickup of nearly 6 yards on first down before Darian Flowers could get to him.
Now that was last year Chattanooga offensive bunch. Jacob Huseman, quarterback a year ago, the coach's son, ran the football a ton. They don't run Benefield as much, but when he does, he is a good runner with the football.
6 rushing touchdowns this year to go with his 25 through the air. And his numbers overshadowed dramatically in this one by Briscoe, but he's been a very effective leader for the Mocs this year. Incomplete on first down. Pardon me, second down. Making a 3rd and about 5.
Yeah, this was a tough play here. He just missed him. He's got him wide open, and if you see his body is going sideways, you've got to get your shoulders turned toward the target. When your body's going sideways, the ball will go sideways, and it just was thrown out of bounds.
Bearcats fans trying to become a factor on this Now very big third down for Chattanooga. And everybody stacked up inside. The throw goes to the outside, and it is complete, good for a first down. The whistle's blowing the play dead, but it looked like he had stayed in bounds. Tyrell Stokes eventually coming up to make the play.
That was a nice catch by Bingo Morton on the outside. Too bad he stepped out of bounds. That might have been a touchdown. Those are the kind of plays they've got to make. The Bearcats are missing some tackles in space. I think they've still got to get them in space more. That right at 'em stuff has just not been there in the first quarter.
Only the 7th catch of the year for Bingo Morton. Back to the ground they go. Derek Crane muscling forward. 5, maybe 6 yards on the play. A.J. Davis, 51 tackles this year for the Bearcats, the man to get in and make the stop.
Again, Derek Crane gets hit in the backfield, breaks the tackle, gains 5 yards, keeps the chains in the favor of the Mocs.
He hadn't put up real big numbers yet, but boy, has he worked for every yard he has gotten today. Well, play action out to Stewart, and Stewart able to lean forward for what should be very close to a first down here. Went after Darian Flowers again.
Exactly what the Bearcats do a lot of. That was a run. Benefield saw the box full, flipped that little, what we call a bubble pass on the outside out there. It's like a wide receiver screen. Puts them in 3rd and short. They've got 2 downs to make this. I'm not sure they'll throw. I think they'll go ahead and try to make this first down after what happened to them the last time they got in this situation.
Interesting, Benefield in the shotgun. Motion again. They'll hand it off, and Crane has the first down and a little bit more. Down to the 37-yard line.
I just didn't think they would take it and throw it and waste it down there because they didn't make the last 4th and short. They handed it off in 3rd and short. Keep giving it to this guy. I tell you, he's hard to tackle, and they need to do 2 things on this drive. Number 1, score points. Number 2, eat clock.
Well, they're taking care of number 2 right now. Ken Huseman and his offensive coordinator Jeff Durden engineer their first scoring drive of the afternoon. Much needed at this juncture. Left-handed quarterback off to the sideline, and it is complete. Another first down.
That same play. Now they went back to the field with this one, back throwing at Flowers on the outcut. The one time that it wasn't open was when they went into the boundary on a different defensive back.
Another completion to Borishati. Interesting is how much they seem to be going after Darian Flowers.
They are throwing the ball to the field. Darian plays to the field, and Sammy Webb plays to the boundary, but they are going after Flowers.
Another handoff, and nothing there. Crane met by everyone. A.J. Davis, one of the first there.
A.J. Davis there as part of the defensive effort for St.
2nd and 10.
It's just not a good sign to me. I think that the defensive front of the Bearcats has controlled the line of scrimmage in this first quarter. A lot of the plays that have been made in the running game have been Crane breaking tackles and making plays and throwing the ball out in space away from this defensive front.
2nd and long from the 25-yard line, and a lot of pressure. Benefield has no choice, had to get rid of it. And now a 3rd and 10.
This is what's happened to them. This is what stopped their drives when they don't do well on the early down, usually first down. And this seems to be when they have not been able to make it up. Their 3rd down has not been good so far in the game. Good pressure right there by the Bearcat defensive front. Benefield is a quick scrambler. I thought it was very smart that they had a guy to contain the ball. He loves to scramble to his left because he's left-handed, and they had a guy waiting on him right there when he spun out and tried to get outside.
3 receivers to the top of your screen. And on 3rd and 10, nobody there. Oh boy. Little breakdown in communication, and that's a shame for the Mocs.
Well, and that's what it looked like, just a pure breakdown in communication. I was watching the pass protection strong also. They're double teaming P.J. Hall on, P.J. Hall on every third down situation. That may let the Bearcats bring a fifth guy to try to get that back where he can't double team a defensive end.
42-yard attempt for Enrique Ribeiro, and it is low and no good. Just the third missed field goal this year for the Brazilian, and another missed opportunity for Chattanooga in a big hole. ESPN's coverage of the FCS Championship continues with the quarterfinals on Friday, December 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. For more information, go to ncaa.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Well, the #1 ranked team in the country, Sam Houston State, rolling in this first half, and on first down, a completion to Tyler Scott. Good for about 12 yards and another first down. Montrell Pardue, the sophomore linebacker, made the stop for Chattanooga.
Well, you get so concerned about getting beat deep that you're starting to see the secondary back up a little bit, and then they can hit those little quick hitches.
Remus Bulmer's first carry of the afternoon, and nothing there for him.
Really not a good decision by Jeremiah. He had his third receiver on the inside, wide open on that run pass play there that they had. He should have thrown that to the slot back. Puts them in second and long.
Going deep. Lewis wide open, but just beyond his reach, and Briscoe just missed it.
Well, I don't know what in the world that there was a single safety. There was a safety in the middle of the field, but for some reason he just didn't see Lewis heading down the middle of the field. Saw that from the full thing. I'm not sure which one that was. The quarterback overthrew it, or Lewis led up just a little bit, maybe misjudged the ball. They got the wind at the back, so it would carry the ball further.
Well, the rain's starting to fall, and this pass, a little like that last drive by the Mocs, so miscommunication. And that one falls incomplete. And Sam Houston State will quickly return the football to the Mocs.
One Achilles heel for the Bearcat offense in this first half has been third and long. They have not done a good job with that today. Chattanooga, I think, won every one of them.
We wondered if the rain would become a factor in this thing, and for the first time since we kicked off, it's starting to fall. And you figure with an offense that relies as much as they do on the pass for Sam Houston, will it become an issue? A muff snap on the punt, and Sam Houston State gives the football back to the Mocs.
I think
in very good field position.
Yeah, I think, Dave, that hit one of the protectors in the backfield, I think. Let's watch it right here and see. Yep, that's on the middle protector. He's got to let the ball clear before he steps back in there. So a big mistake. Chattanooga now gets one back. They let the Bearcats have one of these. Now they've got to pop it in the end zone just like Sam Houston did.
Well, Sione Latu, who got started just a smidge early. All right, Mocs offense, best opportunity they've had today. And they'll go to the ground. Bagley on first down, powers forward for a gain of about 5. Mike Chapman, again, the senior from Sealy, Texas. He's been very busy, number 11.
Good play. Second down and 6. They're still with the chains right now. This is a big play right here. The rain could help Chattanooga. This could settle this game down a little bit and slow it down a little bit.
Keeper for Benefield. Thought about running, then thought about throwing. Ultimately, able to get forward for right near the first down. I think that is a first down for the Mocs. Tyrell Stokes.
Good read by Benefield, and that's what I've said all along. Get the ball in space. It seems like every time Chattanooga gets it outside, something good is happening.
Now the last 4 drives for Chattanooga. The missed field goal last time. But they've made progress, steadily made progress, and an opportunity here for their first points of the afternoon. No, out of bounds right around the 5-yard line. Alfonso Stewart tried to tiptoe but couldn't keep it in.
I think this is the stuff right now that is bothering the Bearcat defense. Just keep taking it outside when you can. Oh, my gracious. Just stepped out on his own a little bit. His momentum took him out. That would have been a nice, easy score for him. But it does set up 2nd and short right here, which is a nice play for him, and the ball on the 5-yard line. So they're in good shape. Need to put this one in end zone.
Yeah, the critical 2 here. They could still get a first down. They've got a number of opportunities from the 5-yard line. Benefield keeps. Feels some pressure, tripped up, but he will get a first down. Mark will be right at the 2-yard line. Tyrell Stokes, great job in pursuit, getting him from behind.
Oh, we got 2 of them down for the Bearcats here. Looks like 2 of the defensive linemen are down. We'll see who they are. But that shows you Benefield can run. Tyler Stokes is a very good athlete, and he can run.
Timeout for injury.
And Benefield beat him around the corner there and got the ball very close to goal line. Let's hope these 2 young men are okay.
Oh, we saw Mufa Debo was the man who had his back to the camera. He's up walking off on his own power, and looked at a little leg whip on that left side. Sione Latu was the other guy. He hurt his leg, and Debo was the man who hurt by the leg. So we'll talk about some collateral damage.
Friendly fire as we talk about it, but those whips of those legs into knees is a lot of knee injuries come from that.
So both of them off the field for the moment. First down and goal from the 2-yard line, and you got to believe the Mocs will be handing it off to Derek Crane. He's standing on the 10-yard line, and he'll take the handoff, push forward, and get it down to the 1.
Derek Crane on carry for the Mocs.
Need to secure those corners. There were penetration in the backfield again. Derek got hit about at the line of scrimmage, gained a yard. 2nd and go. Secure this up and take it right at them. See if they can get this one in the end zone.
Well, a couple of mistakes in this first half for the Mocs, and yet if they can push this one across the line, 2-score game and a lot of time left.
And rain, which helps the Mocs in my opinion.
Again to Crane, and Crane pushes it over. Touchdown for the Mocs. They are on the scoreboard. 11th rushing touchdown of the year for Derek Crane.
Exactly what we talked about before. After the last play, they secured the line of scrimmage. They got enough movement to push it in. Hard to stop Derek Crane on a play like that when you need just 1 yard.
So now 21-6. The extra point is up. It is good. Ribeiro puts it through. Well, maybe a new ball game. The Mocs have shown up to fight. Third straight year that Chattanooga has been in the playoffs, Coach, and you were saying during the break, they're not going to back down from the #1 team in the country.
No, this is a confident team. A lot of poise and confidence, a lot of competitiveness, a lot of older players on this team. Most of these guys have been in these playoffs for 3 years. They're not going to go away. They're going to hang around no matter what the Bearcats do. I can tell you this bunch will hang around, and if they can keep moving the ball offensively like that, it's going to help them a bunch.
Well, the kickoff fielded right about the 4-yard line. And Jalen Harris got a little room. Gets it out to near the 30-yard line. Some flags come flying in. Might have been a face mask in there. We'll sort it out. Chris Lemange, our referee today, and he's just making sure he's got everybody on board with this one.
During the return, personal foul on the return team, number 25, blocking a player who was out of bounds. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Well, they've had a handful of mistakes in this first half, and that's a big one right there by Sam Houston State. One of their first really significant mistakes. So the bottom right of your screen, you see the block that went all the way out of bounds.
And I think what happened is see right there, it's that last piece. He blocked him out of bounds and then kind of fell on him, but I don't think that was the flag. Then he kept pushing on him, and you've got to let him go once he's out of bounds.
So a little reversal of what we saw in the first quarter. Sam Houston State with the deep start and off and throwing on first down, but batted down at the line of scrimmage. Keontae Davis, the man to get a big paw on that, the senior from Chattanooga.
What a player he is too. These two defensive ends, Davis and Hall, in this game are just probably the two top ends in all of FCS football this year.
You can expect to see Keontae Davis in the NFL next year. A big prospect. Another pass, this one over the middle, caught near the 16-yard line, and great job by Lewis to keep the play going an extra moment or two. Didn't actually get any extra yardage out of it. Cedric Nettles brought him down.
One of the very important offensive linemen, the left tackle, Curtis
Injury timeout.
has hurt himself a little bit on that play. He got up, though. That's good to see.
Big fella from DeSoto, Texas, walking off on his own. Brandon DeWitt will come on and replace him, another senior from Lawton, Oklahoma. But they give up some size there. You see Reiser coming off at 320 pounds. DeWitt, 285. And that big front maybe doesn't get as much notice as it should for Sam Houston State. They control that line of scrimmage pretty effectively, giving Briscoe a lot of protection. And he has time again. Over the middle, complete. And it just doesn't seem to be a defensive answer for Jedediah Lewis.
No, I think the problem is these safeties are struggling in the Chattanooga style of defense. The safeties get caught one-on-one quite a bit, and right now they just cannot cover Lewis.
Number 66, half the distance to the goal, still third down.
Now to come back. Mitchell Watanabe.
I think
the hold.
I think Chattanooga's going to have to play a little more single safety coverage, Dave, and get a deeper safety to take away some of these deep post routes. They're playing what we call quarters coverage, which is 4 across coverage with the secondary. When you do that, the two safeties are on an island on inside guys on deep balls, and so far they've really struggled in covering Lewis on the deep post.
Well, very much two different stories, first and second quarter for Jeremiah Briscoe, and he's in a passing spot right here. 3rd and 17. And he's going to see some pressure. Well, at least one would imagine.
They faked this before. Let's see if they bring them this time. Nope, they backed him out again. Oh!
And this one picked off, and it's going to go all the way back in for the touchdown. Nakevian Leslie is making it a game. The senior with a pick 6.
What an athlete, and what they did, they faked the blitz. Briscoe thought that the ball had to get out quick because they were bringing 6 with 5 blockers. They backed out. One of the guys that faked the blitz, Leslie, backed out. He's the guy that took it in. You can see the look in Briscoe's eyes. He knows that's all on him. He made the mistake there.
Just the 8th interception he's thrown this year. Leslie with a huge defensive play for the Mocs. Extra point is good, and it is a 7-point game in Huntsville, Texas. The #1 team in the nation feeling a little heat. But the football will be with the top-ranked offense in the nation when we return. Dave Raymond with the coach, Watson Brown. Second-round play of the FCF playoffs, and Sam Houston State. They jumped down 21-0, but Chattanooga getting back in this one with some big defensive stands. You know, when the rain started coming down, Coach, was when Sam Houston State got the football 2 drives ago. They went 3 and out, and remember the punt was knocked off the shoulder and went for a big loss. Last drive, the interception, pick 6. So now they will take over after this kick return to the 20-yard line by Jalen Harris. So they'll take over at their 20-yard line.
And in the game of football, just inches. The play before the interception, about a 40-yard gain, call back with a holding call, and then that created the pass interception.
Now the defense for Chattanooga, one of the tops in the country. And you see Leslie, his first interception of the season. Of course, he played a little safety as a redshirt freshman. Coach was telling us this week that's where they discovered him. He got in late in the game, picked off the ball, and they said, well, this kid's got a little something. Ends up being a big middle linebacker for him. Handoff to Avery. Short gain, about 3 yards before Kevion Leslie able to get in there and make the stop.
It's Leslie again, and I thought it was really interesting when he moved him to linebacker. He was 205 pounds. Now he's 230. He thinks he's an NFL prospect also.
Guy who played cornerback in high school, didn't get a lot of attention in the recruiting game. Long pass, incomplete. Once again, Briscoe had a man wide open, but just missed him.
They went for the double move. They ran the slant and go, and he missed him. He flat just missed him. Had great protection on that play. Jeremiah needs to settle down a little bit. He's been so successful all year, and he's playing against a good defense. He's playing with a wet ball, first time he's played with it all year. He needs to take a deep breath and settle down a little bit.
3rd and 7 of the Mocs showing blitz again. Oftentimes they back out. They do again, and the pass incomplete. Another quick release by Briscoe.
They're getting them with the no back. I think that it might be good for the Bearcats to put a back in the backfield, which will control that fake 6-man blitz. But that's bothering them when they get in their no back sets. And what that is you got 5 blockers. They got 6 look like they're coming. And I think we see it right here if we're going to get time to look at it real quick. But you'll see 6 coming, and they start to come, and then they back out. He thinks they've blitzed. That's exactly what happened on the play before for a touchdown.
The punt off the side of the foot, and another good roll for Sam Houston State. Boy, for a moment, it looked like that one might go out of bounds just beyond midfield. Instead, rolls down to about the 27-yard line where Chattanooga will take over. So 3 drives in a row for Sam Houston State. 3 and out, pick 6, 3 and out.
And gotten 3rd and long in all 3 of them. Gotten 3rd and long. The pick 6 was a 3rd and 6, I think, something like that. So they're not handling 3rd down well, and Chattanooga didn't start the game doing this, but they're playing much better on 1st and 2nd down right now.
Now, one thing we haven't seen yet, though, is a sustained, long, successful drive for the Mocs. They'll go to the ground. Bagley brought down across the 30-yard line, right about the 32.
They're just not establishing anything just so far to me. They've got to find something going. What I see that they've done best in the game is get the ball on the flanks. That's what they do best. I think that you'll see them do more of that as we go here. This is a critical drive. If they could eat some clock right here with 4 minutes to go down and score, what a turnaround in the 2nd quarter.
Big 2nd down, some pressure, and Benefield brought down for the sack. Khalil Welsh.
Yes, there's penetration for sure right there. And Benefield is scrambling quick today. He is really not holding the ball very long. He takes one look at a receiver, seems like, and then he starts to scramble. It's hard to scramble with a defensive lineman already on you about the time you start to move.
So the offense for Sam Houston has sputtered a little bit, but a big play by the defense all of a sudden. Welsh with a sack. 3rd and about 12 yards. Benefield throws it away.
That play was caused by the respect of the defensive line of the Bearcats. They wanted to move the pocket. I don't think they thought they could drop back and throw in that situation. So they tried to move the pocket, run a sprint out pass, cuts the field down into half. Nobody open, he had to throw the ball away. Created by the respect of that Sam Houston defensive front.
There'll be another punt for the Mocs, a low one, might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. And whoa, a gutsy play right there by Jedediah Lewis to dive on top of that. What is the point of that?
He shouldn't do that. I can promise you, Coach Keeler's over there going nuts after that play. The ball wasn't even still going down the field. It had kind of stopped and just spinning. They will. I can tell you right now, he's talking to him about that right now. He does not. Well, that's not something you want to do with a football.
No, that ball was going to be whistled dead. The only thing that could have come from that is a potential turnover, but it all works out. And then I see Briscoe in the second half, just 21 yards so far through the air. The one interception that came back for the touchdown. And it does seem that the defense of the Mocs have figured a few things out. You asked for some backs to be thrown in there with Briscoe. They'll do that, and in fact they'll give it to the running back. Good gain on first down for Remus Bulmer.
I think that's a very good call. They've been trying to throw those short passes on first down, not getting much out of it, come back and run the ball a little bit. They really have not tried to run the ball a lot in this game yet.
It's the first time I've seen Isaiah Mack getting in on a big play for the Mocs. Came up with that last tackle. Now another short run will leave it just short of a first down. Mack again getting in on the play. And he's a guy who you'd figure to be active today. 6'2", 280 pounds from Tunnel Hill, Georgia. He's had a real nice year for the Mocs. Somewhat quiet up until this drive. Third and short, they'll keep it on the ground. Good pursuit in the backfield. It looks like the spot will be good enough for the first down.
You don't see that happen very often. I think this is Nakevian Leslie missing a tackle that would have put him in a punt situation. Nice run by the running back there, but you do not see Nakevian Leslie missing a lot of tackles coming right at him.
All right, do they go back to the air here, or do they just keep running? They're going to try and throw it. And they'll throw it over the middle. Wide open again, Lewis, although they closed on him in a hurry.
That was a very nice play by Pardue. Two things I like about this right here. Number one, Pardue's backed off of him a little bit. He's not crowding him as much. He's keeping the receiver in front of him, and a great break on the football.
So incomplete on first down. Look at the Chattanooga giving up 282 yards per game, sixth best in the nation. And so far 214. I guess you can make it 215 now after that short run on second down. Nakevian Leslie again on the play.
Very surprised at the play call. I think they've got the Bearcats a little bit off their game because the confidence they have in throwing the ball, and we're running down to nearly a minute to go in the half here, and have a run now making it third and long.
8 yards needed on this third down play. Briscoe will look to throw it. It does. It's complete, and an open field tackle is made. And there's one of the big tackles has been needed. Lucas Webb, first team all Southern Conference, right on top of it.
Don't you feel the Chattanooga defense confidence coming? It's coming. They're covering better, keeping the ball in front of them. They're tackling much better. They're not going to go for this. I can promise you that. They're going to punt the ball, let it run down as far as they can.
Yeah, not much time left. Differential on the game clock and play clock only at about 20 seconds, so they will leave the Mocs very little with which to work, and apparently be content to go in at half up by 7.
Time out. Sam Houston State. Their second of the half.
That may have been the biggest. That may have been the biggest stop of the first half right there. The Chattanooga offense didn't do anything with it. They had a chance to go down the field, eat the clock, score right before the half, give it right back to Sam Houston up around midfield. That may be the biggest stop of the first half by the Mock defense.
And you're still convinced, by the way, that they're going to punt this football?
I am. Maybe that's the old 66-year-old conservative in me. I don't know.
So, but here's my question to that, though, Coach. Why call the timeout there? Why not just take it back 5 yards and go ahead and kick it?
They had the timeout before the half. It's the only reason I can give you that they would just so they could talk to their team a little bit before they put them out there to punt this ball.
Well, they head out there to kick it. Joseph Figgins-Shaw. Of course, these haven't been perfectly clean every time this afternoon. Xavier Borishati back to receive it for Chattanooga. 21 seconds left to go in the first half. Well, that's a shorter punt, but it's going to stick right at inside the 10-yard line. And with 10 seconds left in the first half, Chattanooga, no doubt, will just take a knee.
And I think that was smart. I can promise you Borishati was not going to catch that ball no matter where it was. They told him, don't touch it. We're going to hit a knee here. And the Mocs got to be feeling good about themselves. They were 21-zip, and now they're right back in this football game, and the defense has stopped the Bearcats here in the second quarter. So I think they're the one going in right now with the momentum and the confidence as we go to the half.
Well, after the first less than 4 minutes, Chattanooga has outscored Sam Houston State 14-7. So it was a quick start for the Bearcats. But Chattanooga has figured out a way to keep it a ball game. 21-14. Sam Houston State, the 5th seed in the playoffs, despite the #1 ranking in the country, the only undefeated mark left in the nation. And Casey Keeler joining us. Coach, got off to a very quick start in this one, but what did you see from Chattanooga's defense that slowed you down a little offensively?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, we had a couple of special teams miscues, which is very unusual for us, kind of gave them some opportunities. And we've just, we've gotten behind them. We just haven't connected. So it's just really about execution. They're a tremendous run defense. I mean, they fit the run as good as anybody in the country, and we know that. We got to keep them honest with the run, but we've gotten behind them a number of times that we haven't, gotten in the end zone.
All right, Coach, what about the weather? How's it affecting Briscoe?
I think it's a beautiful day. I mean, this is October in Pennsylvania, so it's a beautiful day, and we're fortunate not to get those downpours that we had earlier in the day. But the weather is really a minor factor. It's just execution. And again, the ball's been clean and everything's good. Again, we just need to connect. When we get behind them, we need to make those plays.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, guys.
Casey Keeler, 3rd year here at Sam Houston State. His team 11-0, the only undefeated team left. They're in a dogfight right now with the Chattanooga Mocs as we hit halftime.
Gary, I am proud of you, my man. Making simple, smart cashback choices. With Quicksilver from Capital One, you're earning unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. Like on that new laptop. Quicksilver keeps things simple, Gary. And smart, like you. And I like that.
I guess I am pretty smart.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary. What's in your wallet?
Welcome to the Capital One Halftime Report. And we are at halftime. The #1 team of the country, Sam Houston State, with a 21-14 lead over Chattanooga in our second round of the FCS playoffs. Preparing for game day in the NCAA is a week-long process for a coach. Let's go behind the scenes with Western Michigan as they prepare for a matchup against Buffalo.
Western Michigan coach P.J. Fleck believes a great entrance is a loud entrance.
Hey, let's go! Hey! Come on, Butch! Good morning! Okay, here we go. Concentrate on what will produce results rather than on the results. The process rather than the prize. You can't focus on game day right now. We got to focus on what we can do better individually, and then collectively as a unit, and then collectively as an offense, defense, special teams, and then as a whole team. We've got to be able to build those three fires throughout the week. Juice levels have to be extremely high. If you're juiceful, you're useful.
Appreciate everybody coming. I agree with you. I think sooner or later we're going to need a bigger room. It's hard to win every game, but our job is to stay focused on the job at hand, and that's to be 1-0 in the Buffalo season, period.
Hey, guys. I love your shuffle drill. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Fast feet, fast feet, fast feet. Trigger off the back. That's awesome. Happy birthday, Coach Williams. We got a nice cake for you. I know you hate it, and you can hate me all you want, and I don't care. There's a happy birthday cake. You're going to enjoy the festivities. We've got to a point now where, okay, this is where we want to be. This is what we want to do every single year. This is the national brand we want to have, and that's what you got to be committed to, you know? Remember, failing is growth, right? Failing is growth, and one thing we love about you is you're not afraid to fail. You keep rowing the boat, man. Love you. Tell your family I said hi. Got it? I get here about 6:30. I always light my candle. It's really a symbol to start the day. Your light. You know, you are, as a head coach, you are the light for everybody else. I have to be able to provide the vision for your day.
Fleck has been called the Tony Robbins of college football. He is a ball coach and life coach rolled into a human energy drink. He believes in symbols.
Hey, way to go, man.
In sayings.
Lead job, way to grow higher.
And in service.
See what that says? It says family. Family means forget about me, I love you. And we want you to know you're a part of our family now, okay? So all these guys and all the guys on our team, which is 105 guys, the coaches and everybody involved, you're a part of our team now, okay?
If Fleck is driving home a little faster than usual, it's because tonight is one of his favorite nights of the year. Tonight is Christmas tree night. All 12 feet of it.
He's ready for Christmas after Easter. Oh no.
Pause the program.
I was not going to say it.
I know. Husband of the year right there.
Way to go, Shooks. I can see you with your eyes, buddy. Hey, Corey, elite job.
The players know Fleck's favorite slogans by heart, but only the most daring players are willing to go full Fleck in public.
Here in our program, culture is everything. You know, obviously there's row the boat.
You're scaring me right now, but go ahead.
No, it's the culture though. We all buy into that. +3, Keon.
Bring it back, Keon. Bring it back. Bring it back. +3.
I'll do it again.
Quarterback Zach Carroll, a graduate student at Western's Business School, is used to hearing cheers at Waldo Stadium. But lately, his portfolio has become more diversified.
Hey, thank you.
I got an ovation in my graduate level class.
Right there. Here we go, all set. Ready, go.
Let's go.
I did not think there was going to be this many people. Okay.
This was the vision 3 years ago. How about that? Great job. Tomorrow, all you have to do, as loud as you can, as best as you can, is roll the ball. We embrace our past to create our future. We know where we've been, we know what we succeeded in, and we know how we failed, and we've used it to grow. Talk a little bit about why you love this game, and why you love this culture, and why you love doing what you have to do becomes doing what you want to do. Right? My how is for you, and I know your how is for me, so on and so forth. Have an elite night. Love you, man. Get after it. Lots of rooms. Hola, Mr. Terrell. Hey. Main thing's the main thing tomorrow. Make sure your oar stays in the water.
You got it.
Last but not least, my house for you. Make sure your how, when you look in this mirror, your house for everybody else.
All right.
Glad you're our quarterback.
Please.
Love you, man. Good night. Have an elite night. See you at the boatyard. Row the boat.
Welcome to the Capital One Halftime Report. We are midway through this one. Sam Houston State, #1 team in the country. They're in a dogfight right now. Chattanooga trailing by just 7 at the half, round 2 of the FCS playoffs. So you take a look around the rest of the FCS action today. Boy, James Madison just laid it to New Hampshire. Jacksonville State right now struggling with Youngstown State. That's a shocker. No surprise, North Dakota State doing what they do. In Central Arkansas, it's early, but a 7-0 lead on Eastern Washington. And then a couple later on tonight, Citadel at home against Wofford, and then North Dakota and Richmond. We'll be back with some highlights and stats from the first half in just a moment. Seven-point game at the half. Dave Rammer with the coach, Watson Brown. Coach, let's take a look at some of the highlights from this first half. And not surprising, early Sam Houston State offense was dynamic.
Oh, great catches. It was Sam Houston in the first quarter, Chattanooga in the second quarter. The combination of Briscoe to Lewis has just been fantastic. Both teams have had special team blunders that have led to points in this first half also.
Now, even some success running the football at times for Sam Houston State, but it was that mistake on a punt that led to the first touchdown of the game for the Mocs, and then the pick 6 by Nakevian Leslie. And we've got a 7-point game at the half.
All aboard the Tailgate 2000. Tuba Steve looking shiny. Next stop, college football playoff, man.
Larry, thanks for driving. I brought you some Dr. Pepper.
Joe Tess, man, it's like I'm the college football Noah. This is my ark. There's room for everyone.
Great, because I brought my good friend Jesse Palmer.
Why'd you do that?
Larry, my man. Hey, do me a favor. Why don't you load these suits in the back, will you?
Suits in the back, you got it. Hey, you just go in there and look more handsome for me, will you? I'll take care of these. Road trip!
All right, back for the second half of this thing. And we've got a game. The #1 team in the country is in a real fight right now. We had a chance to catch up with Russ Huseman of Chattanooga right before the half. Russ Huseman joins us. Coach, looked like you guys figured some things out after those first 4 minutes of the first half. You comfortable with stopping this offense?
Well, you're never comfortable. It was kind of an onslaught there, and we made some mistakes, but they made some plays. I mean, they're making some outstanding catches. They're breaking tackles. I mean, we got to do a great job of getting them on the ground, but, we survived it somehow, and then the pick obviously was huge there by Nakevian Leslie.
All right, what do you see offensively that you think you guys might be able to do in the second half?
Well, we kind of moved it. Not great, but we did move it. We took a sack that hurt us, but, we're going to have to throw the ball. We're not running it great, so we're going to have to throw the ball and take advantage of some of our wideouts and our quarterback.
Yeah, well, we'll see if they can do that with their first drive here in the second half. Dave Raymond, Watson Brown. They take a look at Benefield in that first half.
They just really did not move the ball very well. They're very lucky to still be in this football game. Their offense has been better than this, more productive than first halves all year.
Well, they go to the air immediately. C.J. Board complete across the 30-yard line and ultimately wrestled to the ground by Adrian Contreras.
They deferred to the second half and gave Sam Houston the ball. They took it right in and scored 2 times in a row. Now Chattanooga needs to do something with it on this first drive and get a confidence for their whole team to start this second half.
Now their longest drive in the first half was 12 plays, 50 yards, and it ended up with a missed field goal. But really outside of that, they were unable to do a whole lot. Benefield keeps it. He can run a little bit across midfield and down to the 49-yard line before Alfonso McMillian made the stop.
Now this is what I felt in the first half they needed to do more of. Get their outside running game going. That's a little read play by Benefield where he gets to keep it or hand it off. You see the big gash up inside when everybody went with the speed of the back around the corner. That's the way I think they run the ball. Mix a little inside run. Get the outside run going, throw the football better.
Well, a great start for the Mocs to begin the second half. Little play action on that jet sweep look, and Benefield will tuck it again. Good for a first down, maybe a little bit more as he tiptoes down to the 25-yard line.
What he's done very well in the first half, he doesn't stay on receivers very long. They may be training him in this game to do that because of the pass rush of the Bearcats. So he tucks it pretty quick. Here it worked for him. Made a nice run. 2 great runs by Benefield in a row. I think they got to use his legs in this second half. Gosh, this is just what the doctor ordered. Getting a nice drive going, getting down to the 30-yard line of Sam Houston. Great start for the Mocs.
Well, they'll give it on the inside, handoff to Alfonso Stewart, and he'll pick up about 6 yards.
Again, outside runs, nice blocking on the outside by the wide receivers. Nice block right there by Borshady. And then basically he just runs over the defensive back there and puts another 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, Adrian Contreras made first contact but came up empty. Sammy Webb eventually the man he ran into. 2nd and 4. Benefield, why not? It's been there in the second half for him. And he gets it down inside the 20-yard line, moves the sticks again. And Chattanooga in the red zone.
We're seeing a pattern here, and what is happening is that rush is so strong upfield. They're penetrators, and they're running by the quarterback. I think they're going to have their defensive coach will get them on the sideline and say, guys, we got to press the pocket more to him. We can't run by him on the pass rush.
The first 3 minutes and 55 seconds of the game saw Sam Houston State go up 14-0. Since then, Chattanooga has taken the air out of the ball a little bit, and well, they've controlled the scoreboard since then. Big 1st and 10. Benefield finds Borashadi, and Borashadi finds pay dirt.
I'm telling you, you can't make a better call. It was an all-out blitz. They brought everybody, which puts you in man-to-man in the secondary. They run a wide receiver lineman screen, and it worked to perfection. If you block the first guy in man coverage, it's got a chance to take it the distance. That's exactly what happens here. Very good call, number one. Number two, well executed on the play.
It's not the flashiest offense you're going to see, but it has been, well, relatively effective, certainly here in the second half. Best drive of the day for Chattanooga. And we've got a brand spanking new ball game with 12 minutes to go in the third quarter. How about that? The #1 team of the country, Sam Houston State. Chattanooga has tied it up 21-21. Dave Raymond, Watson Brown with you.
We got a ball game, huh?
Yes, we do.
We got a ball game. That's just, it's going to be interesting now to see Briscoe and this offense, how they come back from this, because they had a very poor second quarter. A lot of it was execution on their part. This is a quarterback-oriented offense, so it goes right back to Jeremiah Briscoe. He's going to have to play well here in the third quarter. I'm really anxious to see. I think he will. I'm anxious to see how they respond.
Harris and Scott back deep. Harris will take it at the goal line. A little shake around the 20 and gets it to about the 23-yard line. All right, we saw the pass chart for Benefield. Jeremy Briscoe had some success on the left side, deep.
A lot of that middle throws is when he was confused a little bit with the blitzes. You see, he hadn't been very good in the middle of the field. It's where they were faking those blitzes and those no-back situations and got him confused when he threw the interception for a touchdown.
Stunning number. Was it 23 yards passing in the second quarter?
Absolutely stunning number. That is sure not the Bearcat offense. Let's see where it goes from here.
Well, he works with Avery in the backfield, but puts him in motion. Some good pressure. Downfield, has a man, complete again to Jedediah Lewis.
I really believe when there's a problem, find Lewis. That's what they do. And the biggest difference in the game so far is Lewis beating the safeties. Nettles, Webb, I think, beating the safeties one-on-one in the ball game.
Again to Lewis, that time couldn't hold on to it. Good coverage that time, Montrell Pardue. Sophomore from Clarksville, Tennessee.
Brings up second down and 10.
Briscoe has himself a real weapon, though, in Jedediah Lewis. Lewis, who was a walk-on, by the way, 5'8", 187 pounds. He was a walk-on, and now very much, at least by the numbers, the best slot receiver you're going to find in the country. Well, pump fake, some pressure again, and this time he's sacked. Keontae Davis right there on top of him. Wow. That ball was loose.
Let's see as they uncover this, who got it.
We'll stay with Sam Houston State.
There's the great example of the Chattanooga pass rush. I'm telling you now, if you double pump and you don't get rid of the football on time, Keontae Davis, he's going to be around you somewhere.
Tyler Tesano, right guard, came up with a loose football. 3rd and 10. And this is where the Mocs were successful in the first half. Flashing into the A gap, the B gap, and dropped it back. And they've dropped back straight up this time. More pressure, though, for Briscoe. Wrapped up in the backfield.
I'm telling you, you're getting 3rd and long. They are really struggling. This pass rush for Chattanooga is special. And when they get to think nothing but pass, they're tough to stop. Keontae Davis there again. A great defensive call right there. They had a blitz on. They looked at the Bearcats looked to the sidelines. Chattanooga checked out of the blitz, went back to a 4-man rush, and it bothered the Bearcats.
And big Isaiah Mack with that sack. The punt down to about the 10-yard line. Fair catch at the 9. And the Mocs with a chance to go in front for the first time this afternoon when we come back. ESPN's coverage of the FCS Championship continues with the quarterfinals. Friday, December 9th at 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2. For more information, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Well, the Mocs with the football starting at their own 9-yard line, and they'll start it out on the ground with Derek Crane, who was an absolute workhorse in that first half. His 16th carry of the game at 49 yards and a touchdown in the first half. A.J. Davis, the man who brought him down.
I see this confidence growing in this offense, and the defense started all this for Chattanooga in the second quarter with some of their plays, but the offense is gaining some confidence here. And a nice start with it backed up. Again, there goes Benefield making those scramble runs. They're going to have to do something, Dave, to help with that. Either slow those defensive line down or get a spy to be looking for him when he does this right here. Playing a lot of man coverage, so when you get free in the secondary, there's nobody there.
On that first drive of the half, they went 75 yards, got the touchdown. Benefield ran for 45 yards. And already another big gainer in this drive. You look at the rush yards for the game. Sam Houston State with just 15 to 140 for Chattanooga. That's Tyler Robertson. He is a junior quarterback. He comes in typically to run the football and is able to lean forward for a pickup of 1 on that play. And the flag coming in late. And some extracurriculars. Benefield came up awkwardly after that slide on his first down run a moment ago.
Yeah, let's hope he's okay. I can't find him on the sidelines over there.
After the play is over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 62, 15-yard penalty, will be second down. Correction will be half the distance. half the distance to the goal.
We see him working on Benefield over there, trying to loosen him up, but Corey Levin, that's just a terrible mistake for the Mocs.
And he's a 2 or 3 time all-conference football player. That's just not like Corey at all. Senior on this football team, one of the leaders of the team. That's just being overly aggressive. Don't need that when you have your backup quarterback in the game and get a big penalty and back you up like that.
Second down, 22 yards for Robertson, and Robertson can run. He's hit hard as he gets across the 20-yard line, but a nice gain on second down. Adrian Contreras lowering the blow that time. Benefield back up and moving around.
Yeah, listen, I think he must be okay. I don't know if he just got the breath knocked out of him or whatever. Big third down right here. And again, they have been running by the quarterback in these situations and letting him scramble and making big plays. Let's see if they control the pocket a little bit better, pressure the pocket a little bit, and make him throw the football.
He's only thrown it 11 times this year with 7 completed passes. They'll keep it on the ground. Boris Shoddy trying to find some room, and he'll get it to about the 26-yard line, well short of the first down.
I think that's probably a smart call by the Mocs staff on the sidelines. Don't take a chance right there. Robertson has not thrown a lot of passes. This is a very good pass rush bunt. Tried to get the ball outside, see if they can make a first down. Now they're going to have to punt the football.
So Sam Houston State's defense does the job. Colin Brewer averaging a little better than 40 yards per punt. They're going to fake it, and they're going to come up short. Wow. And they give Sam Houston State the football at the 30-yard line.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Boy, what a gutsy call. I'm telling you, they had to see something during the week to do that. That amazes me that Coach Huseman would take that chance. He's on one of them for some kind of missed block or something. Well, what a big turnaround this could be if the Bearcats put this in the end zone.
Well, that's a high-risk proposition right there for the Mocs, but this is the last game of the year for somebody, and you don't want it to be you.
And you lay it on the line. I think even more of a chance they take when it was about, what, 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 9, or 4th and 8 and 4th and 9, so it's a long way to get there.
Pressure again, the ball in the air, and it might have been intercepted. Nope, in and out of the hands. That one will be incomplete. And Tay Davis nearly had a gift.
This is what is happening now is they're struggling blocking these guys on the pass rush. They're really struggling. The Bearcats are going to have to come up with something if they got a chip on some of these defensive ends. But they're really struggling right now with the pass rush, and they can't get their passing game going when the pressure is like it is right now.
Illegal substitution, 12 men in the huddle, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Oh, this is very interesting what's happening to both teams in this second half. Casey Keeler's Bearcats, they're struggling offensively like they really haven't this year.
And all year. And we worried a little bit about they just hadn't had much competition. The scores have been so bad, and they've not been in second halves many times having to play.
Or a lot of pressure again, but this one up in the air and over the head of his intended receiver. It'll bring up 3rd and very long again for Sam Houston State.
Chattanooga's doing a great job of mixing blitz and back off, blitz and back off. They've got him a little confused. You can see his numbers. They're not awful numbers, but with the start that he had, and then you add the second 2 quarters to it, it's not been good.
Well, I mean, you're talking about a guy who was sacked 8 times all year. He's been sacked 3 times today and hurried maybe a half dozen additional times. Quick pass this time, out for Davis. Davis catches it at the 10 and takes it to the house. "35-yard touchdown." And Sam Houston State back in front.
The blitz finally got them. They brought all of them, played pure man-to-man. Wide receiver just won the one-on-one battle, went up and got it. Just a beautiful play by Davis, and he beat Fritz on the play. Beautiful play. When you blitz, you take those chances, and they blitzed him more and more here as the game goes on. Good to see Briscoe respond and make a perfect throw on the fade route.
Kick is good, and Sam Houston State back with the 7-point lead. Well, Briscoe with his 3rd touchdown pass of the day. It's a 5th game this year with 3 touchdown passes. Of course, that didn't take into account the games where he had 4, 5, 6, and 7 touchdown passes. Oh, man. Well, that was a big turn of events for Sam Houston State.
It really was. First, Briscoe, that 3rd touchdown pass was an important one because he's been getting hit. He's been getting pressured a lot, and he hasn't tasted that all year to come back from that. But that fake punt right now was such a big play, and it's turned this game around, and it's thrown the momentum back towards Sam Houston.
Well, the Mocs will get the football back, and they'll start at their own 25-yard line. We'll see if Benefield comes back out. I suspect he will. We saw him loading up with, Gatorade, Powerade, whatever it was over there on the sideline. Makes me think that he came off maybe with some cramps. They're stretching him out and then getting him hydrated.
You would think this late here you wouldn't have cramps,
right?
But when you get all excited sometimes, cramps will come quicker when you're really excited for a football game or whatever. Could have had the breath knocked out of him too. Good to see he's back. He was playing really well till he left the field.
Well, the big weapon really has been his feet. At least in the second half, boy, his ability to turn it upfield has given quite a new dynamic to this offense. We'll see how they fare now on their 3rd drive of the day. And a quick hitter out there to C.J. Board, good for a 1st down.
Nice throw on the skinny post, quick slant, whatever you want to call it, right in around that 10-yard area. Those are timing throws. There was great timing between Benefield and Board right there.
Board needed 5 receptions today to catch Terrell Owens for 7th all-time at Chattanooga. Once again, we see Benefield looking to run it, gets it up to the 40-yard line, making a little something out of what clearly was nothing.
Either they are covering the first receiver or he really is just thinking run because he is scrambling awful quick. Now, that may have been a game plan because 36 sacks by this Bearcat defense this year will get your attention. There's no doubt about that.
2nd down and 7. Benefield keeps, throws, and wide open. Stewart good for a 1st down and gets it down to the 42-yard line before Darian Flowers can stop him.
This is a run-pass read option. He's going to read. He sees the end close. He pulls it, sees a wide receiver open in the secondary. Those linemen can't go past 3 yards or that would be a penalty. So well-executed play by Benefield and the offensive line of Chattanooga.
Well, their offense looks really good in the second half when he's in there. Swings it out quickly. Caught by Bingo Morton, and then Darian Flowers will pull him down short of the 1st down.
That really could have been a big play right there, but Flowers did a great job of beating that block and making a tackle, or that one may have gone 20 or 30. They're doing a much better job of doing something with the ball quick in the second half. Throwing quick passes, scrambling quick, getting the ball outside. It's a different looking offense here in this 3rd quarter than it was in the 1st half.
Yeah, my goodness. 2nd and 4 for the Mocs. A little extra communication by Benefield. A fake once, and Stewart has it. Stewart has the 1st down across the 30-yard line.
Alfonso Stewart has been a hard man to tackle today. We had one earlier, if you remember, Dave, he ran over a guy. Now he comes back and really dodges a guy just completely in space he's been a weapon for the Mocs today.
They went 75 yards on their first drive of the half. Their second drive stalled when Benefield had to come off the field with an apparent injury. Back on this drive, and they're marching again. Handoff down to the 25-yard line. Derek Crane brought down again by Mike Chapman. Chapman's having a pretty good ball game.
I'm been impressed with the play calling in the second half over the first half. They made some really good adjustments, getting the ball on the flanks, throwing quicker passes, and occasionally going back to the inside run. They forced the inside run a lot in the first half.
Second down and 6. Benefield looking to change the play. Play clock down to 6. Going for the end zone. And this one in and out of the hands of Borashati. Had him. Great throw.
We'll have to see it in a close-up, but it looked like it went right through his hands. See if the defensive back got a little hand on it. He's also injured on the play.
Injury timeout.
Darian Flowers
got his hands on it.
Yep.
Got his hands on that one. I know he'd love to have that one back, and he's been a great receiver in his career for the Chattanooga Mocs.
Borashati down after that play. Very slow getting up. What a play by Flowers, a converted linebacker. Played just 6 games this year for Sam Houston State and was named first team all-conference. He had 3 straight games where he picked off at least one pass. He's an aggressive corner, and he has been right at the heart of a lot of action.
They've gone at him. I think Chattanooga's picked on him a little bit, trying to see what they can do, and really he's done a pretty good job. He's let a couple of outcuts be caught, but that's going to happen a little bit, and they've thrown a lot of balls to the field in his direction.
Big 3rd down and 6. Benefield feeling some heat from P.J. Hall. Throws it up in the air. Boy, Hall right there on top of him. And so was Sione Latu. And that was a tough one for Benefield.
You know, neither team has been very good in 3rd and long today.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. The pass crossed the line of scrimmage. 4th down.
And he was out of the pocket, so that is the right call. But what I was getting at, neither team's been very good in 3rd and long, and the main reason is the pass rush of both of these football teams.
So another field goal opportunity, this one from 43 yards. We saw Ribeiro miss a 42-yarder back of the first half. The snap and hold, both good. The field goal is up and through. And Chattanooga converts at least 3 on that one, keeping it a 4-point game.
That was good timing right there on the kick. Long kick, a little bit into the wind. Very nice kick. Keeping that football and getting points right there, Dave, I think is very important. Take a little momentum back away from the Bearcats. And so that was a nice drive by the offense. They've had 2 really nice drives in this 3rd quarter. The only drive that they didn't move the ball well in, they had a big penalty, and then Benefield went out of the game. So their offense has really picked up here in the 3rd quarter. Look at the yards in the 3rd quarter, already more than they had in the whole first half.
Yeah, the last 2 quarters, they have outgained Sam Houston State, a Sam Houston State offense that is the best in the country, coming in with averaging over 54 points per game and over 584 yards per game. But the defense for Chattanooga has been the story.
In the 2nd and 3rd quarter,
Yeah.
What a turnaround. Things look normal for the Bearcats in the 1st quarter.
Yeah.
But Chattanooga has found a way to slow them down, and I think the way they have is they've done a great job on 1st and 2nd down, and they're winning the 3rd down battles till the all-out blitz for the last score. That's the first time really the Bearcats got something out of it.
Oh, kickoff goes out of bounds. And Ribeiro shaking his head as he runs off the field.
Well, you know, special teams has had a big part of today's game. We've had 2 big turnovers in
Free
special
kick
teams.
out of bounds. Kicking team. Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
What a big penalty that is, too. And a lot of times that's a momentum changer. That gives, especially with an offense like this, putting them out at the 35-yard line is, I promise you, Coach Huseman is not thrilled with that kick.
Well, the rain is back again. Now, Coach, I don't know that we can draw the direct correlation, but you remember in the end of the first half when that rain started to fall, that's where things got really rough for Sam Houston State's offense. We'll see how they react this time. They go to the ground. Got a decent pickup on first down. About 3 yards for Corey Avery. Taylor Reynolds on the tackle.
Not bad. It's 2nd and 7. Coach Keeler said before the game that he was concerned about running the ball against this front 6, and they haven't had a great day in doing that.
Well, more pressure again. Keontae Davis lands right on top of Briscoe. The football is on the ground, and I think they're calling the play dead.
Ruling on the field. His quarterback's knee was down before the ball came loose. 3rd down.
That's very, very close. They will not change that if they even look at it. I think they'll let that be.
So 3rd down and 10. Will the rain be a factor? Briscoe looking to throw long, and he has his man complete inside the 40-yard line, and it's Davis again. Davian Davis has had 2 of the bigger catches today for Sam Houston State.
Davis against Fritz. That's been the last 2 big plays, and they're caught one-on-one both times in the game. It's just been, and when he has no pressure on him, he is a fantastic player. They just didn't get there that time.
Davis went limping off the field after the catch. Meanwhile, the handoff bobbled in the backfield by Avery. What a nice job to hold on to it.
I think that's a good call. They know the penetration of this defensive front is bothering them. Usually screens and draws will help with that. That was a draw play. Fumbled the snap a little bit, fumbled the handoff a little bit, and that kept it from being a better play than it was.
Back to the air again. Briscoe with some time this time. Finds his man at the 20-yard line. Caught there by Nathan Stewart, who's been very quiet today. The true freshman out of Dallas. Wrapped up by Trevor Wright.
This one they catch into an outside technique at zone coverage. Just got the defensive back falls down on that side. I think that's Trevor Wright that fell down. But great timing from Briscoe. And again, not a lot of pressure. Last 2 plays, they've done a good job with the pressure.
Nothing there for Bulmer as Cedric Nettles came streaking in from the secondary to make a big play. He had 58 tackles coming in from that free safety position.
And for a team that's rushed for 200 yards a game this year, right at it, they've really struggled running the football today, which puts more pressure on your quarterback when you just don't have a solid running game on that day.
Time winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Briscoe over the middle, has his man, and Jedediah Lewis with a touchdown.
That's the last 2 times they've blitzed them. The Bearcats have won that battle. All out blitz, got a one-on-one, and guess who gets it? Jedediah Lewis.
Extra point is good. Sam Houston State back in front by 11. And by the way, Jeremiah Briscoe, 4 touchdown passes in this one. That gives him 56 for the year. He and Willie Totten, Mississippi Valley, back in 1984. That's the FCS single season record, and this season not done yet for Briscoe.
I remember Willie Totten. What a great college football player he was. And I can remember back in those days, 56 touchdown passes. Who will ever catch that? Well, it's just been caught.
Yes, indeed. And I'll tell you what, the college the Division I record. Remember Colt Brennan in Hawaii? This was only about 10 years ago when Brennan threw 58. That's certainly within reach this afternoon.
The day's not over yet. So
my goodness.
That is, you give this young man time to throw with these receivers that they have. They're just, you got to beat the Bearcats by getting to him somehow.
What a story he is, too. I mean,
it's unbelievable.
Talk about a guy, he went to UAB, redshirted, and then played his redshirt freshman year, and they became bowl eligible. And right as they become bowl eligible in the month of December, they find out the program is shut down.
Yeah, of course, that's very personal to me. When I went there and started football and started Division I football there and scholarship football, and that was tough on all of us. We're great to see that program's coming back. But Briscoe made a great decision in coming to Sam Houston. It's really worked well for him.
So Chattanooga will take over again. 8 seconds left in the third quarter, and suddenly looking at a more substantial deficit in this ball game. That man, Alejandro Benefield, brought him back from down 21-0. Now, when they tied the game after that first drive in the second half, it was the first time this year that Sam Houston State has been so much as tied in the second half. They have never trailed.
And give them credit. They've responded well. They've responded well. When they got to 21-21, they've turned this thing around and now have 11-point lead.
To the ground they go. Derek Crane pushes forward. Decent gain on first down, and that's how we will end the third quarter. Jeremiah Briscoe
At the end of the third quarter.
Sam Houston State, 11-point lead as we head to the fourth. NCAA FCS second round presented by Northwestern Mutual. Now, what a ball game. We thought we would see some offense, and it started to fire back up again in that third quarter.
Give a lot of credit to Jeremiah Briscoe. I mean, they're not running the ball well at all. He's really having to put it all on his shoulders and make plays right now.
Benefield going for it all on second down, and it's complete inside the 20-yard line. C.J. Board all the way down the far sideline against Darian Flowers again.
Boy, they've gone after Darian Flowers a bunch, and this time they just flat ran right by him. Beautiful throw. I know the coaches had been worried about Benefield overthrowing deep balls. They told us they worked on that this week, took them back to the playing field and threw deeper passes to let him get better at that. And boy, he's been on the money. There was one dropped in the end zone earlier in this quarter.
57 yards on the play, and they'll go back to the ground and a little room along the sideline for Crane. Touchdown, Chattanooga. How about that?
Right back to the bread and butter. Throw it deep, get the ball on the outside. That's a sucker play. It'd be fun to run that one back again and look at it if you watch that close. All the linemen go one way, they hand the ball to the back going the other, and it fooled the Bearcats big time.
Derek Crane, his second rushing touchdown this afternoon. And now, of course, with a 5-point differential, you would expect Chattanooga to go for two here. And indeed, that appears what they will do.
Fourth quarter, it's more the time coaches will look at those type things. Let's see what they do with this.
Shift that formation. Benefield getting some pressure. A lot of it incomplete. It'll stay a 5-point game.
Tried to run a little sprint out pick play there and pick a guy clean on the outside. Bearcats did a really good job of playing.
Media timeout.
5-point game, 14.5 to play. Well, welcome back. 5-point game. Dave Ramond with the coach, Watson Brown, and that touchdown run a moment ago.
Watch these linemen. You see them all go to the right. Now they hand the ball to the back, going to the left. They may get a little hold call right, get away with a little hold on the outside, but really all you have to do, you sucker most of the defense. The two wide receivers have to block. Crane took it in for a touchdown. Good call against a pursuit-oriented, fast defense like the Bearcats have.
Well, big score for Chattanooga. Make it a 5-point game. And Sam Houston State will get the football back again. Derek Dick takes it at the 1-yard line. Dick to the 20, and he is met there, but not quite brought down immediately. Finally pushed out of bounds near the 20-yard line. And Sam Houston State will have the football.
It's fun to watch both these teams play. Both run so well. There's a lot of athletes on the field today. The coverages by these athletes on both teams has been really good in special teams. Been some blunders in special teams, but it really hadn't had anything to do with the coverages of the special teams.
So, Coach, I mean, one thing to keep an eye on here, Sam Houston State has blown everybody out this year. 11-0, they put up unreal numbers offensively. They haven't been in this spot where in the fourth quarter they've got to come through with some drives defensively, offensively. How big a factor do you think that's going to be here?
I thought it would be one in today's game. I really did, and I think it's good for their team to get some pressure put on them. So far, the Bearcats have responded to that, Dave. They've been behind in the game a couple of times and come back. Here we go again. There's that pressure, that defensive pressure with those defensive linemen on Briscoe.
Isaiah Mack streaking through for the 5th sack today of Jeremiah Briscoe. He had been sacked 8 times all year.
It's unbelievable. But we knew coming in how good this defensive front was.
Chattanooga trying to be the spoiler this afternoon, and a misfire by Briscoe makes it 3rd and about 16. Oh boy.
And this is where they haven't been good all day. Now the last 2 third downs they've been very good, but they caught Chattanooga in a blitz in those 2 third down situations. I would bet my bottom dollar that you're not going to see Chattanooga blitz after the last 2 times.
3 receivers up to the top of your screen. Briscoe's thrown for almost 350 yards already today, and that one nearly intercepted. Lucas Webb was right on top of it.
They backed off in a deep zone, and I think that's a good thing to mix in against these guys so they just don't get that chance to run by you, and broke on the ball, and honestly, they'd love to have that one back. That one should have been intercepted.
Well, that defense for Chattanooga, they're not going to live up to the numbers that they produced this season, but they have lived up to the reputation. They have stood in there against the best offense in the country, and at times been stifling. The short punt again gets a very favorable roll for the Bearcats. Down to the 36-yard line, and the Mocs will have the football when we come back. Well, there you see it, a 5-point game, and Chattanooga with a football. And they have put up one heck of a fight today for the #1 team in the country, the undefeated Sam Houston State Bearcats. 2nd round of the FCS championships. Benefield has a man open, hits C.J. Board, and Board all the way down to the 30-yard line.
It came off of those outside runs, and that's where they've been hurting them. Faked that hard outside run, got the secondary coming up. Board gets behind them on a play-action pass for a big play. Now, if the Mocs can put this in, there could be real pressure put on this Sam Houston football team.
36 yards on the completion. Chattanooga offensively has moved the ball however they have wanted to in this second half. And that's one of the ways that they've been very effective. Benefield trying to find a corner, picks up some big yards on first down before Moof Adibo brings him down.
Benefield's hurt him in two ways today. That zone read, where he's keeping the football when they close to take the back, and then his scrambling ability, he's really hurt him with his feet.
Second and very short for Benefield. See how creative they get here. Rolling out to the corner of the end zone, and too much on that one. I think by intent, right? I mean, he knew there was nothing there.
And that's the same play that they hit Stewart on earlier in the quarter, but he had a hookup outside. This time he got press coverage, so he had to go deep with it. He was covered. There were people in Benefield's face. He just threw the ball in the stands. And Dave, that shows you they're starting to gain some confidence running the ball, because they had a third and short, and they went for a big one, a second and short, went for a big one, knowing they can come back on third down and still have a chance to make this.
Whistled, a timeout taken by Sam Houston State. Still, the Bearcats
timeout.
Certainly
Sam
aware of
Houston
how big a spot this is.
Timeout of the half.
They have not been in this spot before. Casey Keeler, in his third year here, 33 wins, 9 losses. He needs to think things over on this big third down play. Big third down right here for Benefield and the Mocs. 3rd and 2, down by 5 on the road. And Benefield, he's done it with his feet this entire half. A first down for Chattanooga. Russ Huseman has to be thrilled with the way his team has played in this second half.
Oh, they've responded well. That comes from being in the playoffs 3 straight years in a row. You've got confidence. You're not going to give in to a little bit here or there. And they got a chance to put this in. That was a nice play, just straight down the line option, and they took the pitch back away, and Alejandro kept it himself.
Both teams been very effective when they get inside the 20 today. Not a whole lot there for Derek Crane.
That's really the first time I've seen Sam Houston play those outside runs well in the ballgame. That was great pursuit, great tackling. Didn't leave Crane one-on-one. He's broke a lot of one-on-one tackles today. There were 3 or 4 orange shirts right there waiting on him.
Well, the other thing that might have Huseman kind of excited right now is the rain is back. He told us this week that he really just wanted a dry, beautiful day. But don't kid yourself. This favors Chattanooga. Benefield trying to find some room. Just short of the 10-yard line. Will bring up a third, about 6 yards.
How many times today have we said Benefield on the scramble? I mean, he has tucked a lot of balls and run with them today. And it's put up 87 yards rushing, and most of that is scrambles. There's been a few zone replays where he's kept the ball, but most of those are scramble plays. It has bothered Sam Houston all day long.
That's a career high for Benefield. On the ground. 3rd, and they're calling it 7 yards. Down by 5. Benefield trying to create some time, but fell to his knees, and the wet turf hurts the Mocs in that spot. Latu, the man who was in pursuit for Sam Houston State, and that is a very big play.
Great coverage. It just wasn't anything there. He looks around good. He's got to make. This is the first time we've seen him not make a quick decision. He hangs back there a little too long, then ends up slipping down, costing him some yards. But it's still in really good field goal range.
37-yard attempt. Plenty of leg, and it bounces through. By the narrowest of margins. And it's a 2-point game on the field goal by Ribeiro.
And we talk about football being a game of inches. We've said that more than once today. This is inches here. Bang, that thing's round. You don't know which way it's going to go, and that football goes in all directions all the time. Doesn't matter, does it?
No,
it's 3 points. Doesn't matter how it happens. It's 3 points. Keeps the momentum in the Mocs' favor.
A 2-point game with inside 10 minutes to play here in Huntsville, Texas. Take a look at some of the other scores in the second round today. James Madison with a breeze today, but an upset at Jacksonville State. Youngstown State moves on. North Dakota State taking care of business at home. Eastern Washington's comeback. They trailed early in that one, but that one's a long way from being done.
That is a big upset. That is a big upset. And Jacksonville State was also playing at home. So Youngstown State moves on.
The high kick, about a yard or two into the end zone. And this one brought out, and boy, big time contact made there at the 20-yard line. Derek Dick with a return of about 22 yards. And Sam Houston State has the football back. But the rain continues to fall.
The rain falls, and they've had no running game. If you remember Coach Keeler saying to us, there's the bracket we can see where we're sitting right now, and James Madison with a big win today. So one of these two teams is headed to play James Madison next week.
Well, they might be tuned in right now, getting a little look at who their next opponent may be. An odd weather day today here in Huntsville. And how about this move? Griffin had come in at quarterback, and he'll get all the way down to the 25-yard line.
I think that's Jedediah Lewis. What a great call. They've struggled with a run all day long. They go a little wildcat, I guess you can call that bearcat here. Got him loose in the secondary with the ball. How many plays can this young man make in one day?
Well, he was at 156 yards receiving, so you can add 53 yards rushing on that play for Jedediah Lewis. And now looking to the end zone, and it is caught. Nathan Stewart brings it down for the touchdown.
Now that's Bearcat offense to a T. They've run the ball well all year. One big run by the Offensive Player of the Year of the Southland Conference. Briscoe comes right back, throws the ball right perfectly into the end zone with a fade route. And what a great catch. Went up and pulled the ball away from Fritz in the end zone.
12th of the year for the freshman, a true freshman out of Dallas. And a whistle.
Same guys every week for him, isn't it?
It is.
Same guys every week.
Number 97. 5-yard penalty. We will replay the try.
We haven't seen Nathan Stewart much at all, and then here he pops up and makes a big play.
Conference Freshman of the Year. Casey Keeler looking on anxiously after that penalty, moves his PAT back 5 yards.
Well, and it is a big kick because this makes it a 2-score game. You can get a 9-point lead right here, and it becomes a 2-score game, so it's a big extra point.
Oh, and that one no good. How about that?
I'm telling you, could be another special teams play in this game. All around the punters and the kickers. There's been a bunch of them today.
There's your new record holder in the FCS for single season touchdown passes. This one into the end zone for Nathan Stewart. Yep.
Just a beautiful throw. I'm telling you, give Jeremiah Briscoe time like that, dangerous things happen.
57, the new record for FCS, and he's one shy of Colt Brennan now of Hawaii for the Division I record. It hasn't been an easy day for Sam Houston State. It hasn't been a typical day at all for them.
Oh, heavens no, and I think Coach Keeler knew that coming in. I really do. This is a tough football team to play. A lot of older guys, a lot of maturity on this Chattanooga team. Give the Bearcats a lot of credit, though. I'm telling you now, they've been challenged today, and they've responded to every challenge.
And now Chattanooga to get the football back, and they'll take it out at the 25-yard line. You know, staying with Briscoe for the moment after that touchdown pass, 57 this year, it seemed that when the game got close today and he was getting pressured, initially didn't react well to it, but it seems as if he has made some adjustments, as if he has learned how to handle it just a little bit better in these last couple of drives.
I think that is a great observation. He had a tough time there in the second quarter, but it shows you what kind of winner he is. He calmed down and he's made plays. He hasn't missed people in this second half, and his receivers have made some great plays for him also.
Yeah, they have. He's got some pretty athletic weapons out there. Benefield pitches it to Crane. Crane has made some big moves today. He'll get it across the 50, and Crane just about able to go the distance. A little lean to the left took him out of bounds.
Oh, what a player he is. And the leader of this team. Coach Huseman has said that many times. Right there is our leader. Everybody responds to Derek Crane. He does it with his physical ability, and I think he is an emotional young man, and there's so much respect for him on this football team.
36 yards on the play. Well, he had to fight for the yards in the first half. He's ripped off a couple of big ones in this second half.
They've gotten him outside, and that's where they're the most dangerous, is in their outside running game.
It's an 8-point difference after the missed PAT. Benefield throws it away.
I think the Sam Houston sidelines, Coach Keeler's a little upset for a holding call. I'm not sure it was. There was a back chipping out, and there was a double team on the defensive end there. He had 2-on-1 on him. And I don't think that was holding that time.
A 2nd and 10 now for Benefield and the Mocs. Faked it to Crane, takes it himself, and not a lot there. 3rd and long upcoming now is Latu. Able to stay on Benefield that time. He's found so much up the middle. Latu that time just staying put.
Yep, that was a good job. I'm not sure that he wasn't supposed to pitch the ball and just kept it himself, but put themselves in 3rd and long. They haven't been successful in talking about Chattanooga on very many of these today either. What a big play in the football game it is with 7:40 to go. Need points desperately right here.
Quick shot out. Gets it to Boris Shoddy, and Shoddy good for the first down. Flowers again the man there on coverage.
And hadn't this been fun watching these wide receivers play today for both teams?
It's a heck of a grab.
It really is. Big 3rd down play. Hadn't made many today. A big one right there, though, keeps this drive going. The clock is ticking down. This is not really a quick score kind of offense. I just believe they've got to get points on this drive.
Benefield hands it off, and Stewart stays on his feet, able to get some decent yardage out of that play.
What is it? Outside runs. That is exactly what they've hurt them with in this second half. I thought they would do it more in the first half, really have gone to it in the second half. And the Bearcats, Stewart is good. And watch Derek Crane make the block right there. That's your running back. And then Stewart runs over another one, gains the yards to get close to the first down. May have got it. He did get it.
That fresh set of downs. Handoff this time up the middle. And not a whole lot there for Bagley. Cody Brooks, the man who stopped him.
You know, Dave, these two guys alternate a lot during the year, Bagley and Crane. I think Derek Crane has said, leave me out here today.
Yeah.
This could be my last one. I want to get everything I can get out of this.
Well, he's had a good day. Already into the end zone twice. Boy, a third time would be awfully big. But Benefield keeps it one-on-one on the outside. How about the strength of the quarterback? Putting up a good fight inside the 10-yard line. Tyrell Stokes met Benefield one-on-one out there and wrapped him up nicely.
You know, Benefield beat him around the corner in the first half. Stokes made a nice tackle there. I thought Benefield was going to try to dodge him, but he tried to run over him and did gain some yards doing that. Here you've got 2 downs. There's no way, in my opinion, they're thinking field goal right here. They got 2 downs to make this first down. See what they do with it. If this is a running play, which normally this might be a passing down situation. Let's see what they do.
Need just a little bit more than 2 yards. Shovel pass. And that one is not going to get there. It's going to bring up a 4th down. Louis Carino, Capel, Texas. The man on the tackle.
Now Coach Huseman's got himself a call. He's got to go for it on this 4th and 1.5. Kick the field goal, make it still a 1-score game. He's decided he's going for it right here. Here's your ball game, especially if the Bearcats hold.
0 for 2 so far today on 4th down. The biggest play was that fake punt. You don't need much. And a flag before the play.
Oh. I think now he's got to kick it. He's got to kick it. What a big penalty.
Ball Stars, offense, number 72, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Josh Cardiello, junior from Buford, Georgia.
Right guard. Oh, that's a killer. It's really been a pretty clean game, but there have been critical penalties in this football game.
This will be a 29-yard field goal attempt. And it's good. 41-36. Chattanooga gets 3 out of a very big drive. Sam Houston State's going to get the ball back, up by 5 with a little more than 4.5 minutes left in this game. Dave Ramond with Watson Brown. Coach, their longest drive today is 2 minutes and 52 seconds. Are they built to grind out 4.5 minutes?
Well, they can, but I don't think that would be the thing to do right here. I think they need to keep moving the ball and scoring points. That's what they're built on. They have not run the ball well today. Going to be interesting to see. This is where coaching comes into play a little bit more on those kind of decisions late in the ball game.
Boy, Dick took it from the 1-yard line, brought down at about the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. Looks like that's where they'll spot it, is at the 12. And Sam Houston State will have the football. You look at the 4th quarter drives today for Sam Houston State. First one, not very impressive. Boy, their last drive.
And it started with a great call with the Wildcat play. When Jedediah Lewis took it the long way down the field, and then they got to throw the fade route for the score. But it was quick. I think it went 2 plays. I think there's only 2 plays was run. Yep.
Well, let's see what that man, Casey Keeler, has up his sleeve here. Perfect record for the season on the line for Sam Houston State. Shovel pass. Avery forward for about 4.5 yards on first down.
Interesting. It really is a draw play. It goes down as a pass, but it really was a draw play. So let's see what they do here. They are trying to eat a little bit of clock. Chattanooga has done a good job hanging in there, but when they've needed that big stop, they haven't been able to get it. They're going to be challenged right now to see if they can get the football back.
We saw Adam Brathwaite on the sideline, their 5th-year defensive coordinator, and this ball knocked out from behind. Sam Houston State thinks they grabbed it. Keontae Davis from behind knocked that one out of Briscoe's arm and appears to have injured the Bearcats quarterback. That was quite a swipe at that football.
I think when we see this again, it's been what it's been all day long. Keontae Davis gets right there, well taught, slaps at that ball when he gets to the quarterback, knocks it loose. Anytime Jeremiah Briscoe today has double pumped and had to look for a second receiver, he hadn't had a whole lot of time to throw it. Let's hope he's okay, Dave. What a great football player he is. And I don't know if it's in his shoulder or his arm. I can't tell which one it is. But here you bring in your backup quarterback at such a critical time in the game on 3rd and 8.
A true freshman from Keller, Texas, Caleb Griffin, 6'2", 235 pounds. Now the good news is that he's gotten a decent number of reps this year because of all the blowout games. But what a spot for him here. 3rd and 7. And I'll ask him to throw it. And he finds his man, complete at the 25-yard line. Tyler Scott pulls it in, and a first down for Sam Houston State.
That's where getting to play in those blowouts really helps your football team. He has played in most of the fourth quarters this year. He's been in the game.
Briscoe's left arm good enough to stay in the game. That right arm, though, I think he's done today.
I think he's done. That doesn't look good, does it?
So it's going to be up to Caleb Griffin, the true freshman, with 3 minutes left to play. And they'll go to the ground as much as possible, no doubt. Avery squirts forward, short pickup.
Coach Huseman going to his timeouts. It's about time. You're 2:51. This is the series he knows he needs to stop.
Their first timeout of the half.
Usually these coaches, they're going to say,
2:55.
these coaches are saying, if I call my timeouts now, I need to make my stop right now. You want your timeouts for your defense, Dave, if you can get them late in the football game. And when you start going to them, that's the time your team needs to come through with the stop. So right now he's calling on those white shirts over there, see if he can get them the ball back.
Well, to be 2nd down and 9 yards. The reality is Huseman and his Mocs have done a fabulous job defensively today. I say that, you see 41 points on the scoreboard. You're talking about a team that averages over 54 points and almost 600 yards per game. The Mocs have done a very good job today.
I think this is where stats don't tell you exactly what goes down. Nobody is going to stop this bunch dead cold. That's not going to happen. The Bearcats are that good. What this defense has done, though, as this game's going on, they kept them in the game. When things weren't going well, it was the defense that kept them around till the offense got going in the second half.
2nd down, 9 yards to go. Griffin looking to throw. Some pressure, a lot of pressure, and he's sacked. Down at the 14-yard line, a loss of 7 on the play.
You just cannot hold the ball against this Chattanooga defensive line. It's got to leave your hand. Now it puts them in a very tough 3rd and long, and it's going to be a very important call now.
Chattanooga, their 2nd timeout of the half. Please set the game clock to 2:50, 2:50.
It's going to be real interesting to see what this call is. Do you just hand it off and let some clock run off or whatever? Briscoe trying to come back in the game here. Interesting. Or do you try to throw it in this 3rd and near 20 situation that they've got, and you're backed up in your end zone, but you also want to give the ball back to Chattanooga, who's moved it well. If Briscoe goes back in the game, I think you'll see him throw it.
I just can't imagine Briscoe going back in there based on what we were seeing. He could hardly hold that right arm up, but there he goes.
There he goes.
It's just dangling off the side. You can tell that thing's smarting. This fascinates me right here. Because the one thing you know is he's not going to run. And that's where Caleb Griffin could at least give you that element. So the junior in there, and he is going to throw. If he can get it off. Too much pressure. Chattanooga's going to get the football back.
The mock defense did exactly what Coach Huseman asked them to do. Used his timeouts very well, and now it's all in the hands of this mock offense and the Bearcat defense. Isn't it amazing? We talk about the Chattanooga defense all day long and the Bearcat offense all day long, and now all of a sudden it's on the Chattanooga offense and the Bearcat defense.
Yeah, the principal players are going to be watching from the sideline on this one.
You got it.
What a game. A high punt. Fair catch, asked for just inside the 40-yard line. They haven't had good field position most of the afternoon, but wouldn't you know it, with 2:38 left, Alejandro Benefield and the Mocs will need to go about 60 yards. Benefield's been doing it with his feet, Coach.
He has. Sometimes call runs, but most of the dangerous ones have been right here on those quarterback scrambles. Just big plays all in the second half. Didn't run much in the first half, but he has made some plays in the second half. Shown some toughness too. That was a quarterback read play, and he kept it and ran hard.
Plenty of time. Benefield going deep, finds his man, complete across the 50-yard line. Alfonso McMillan there as C.J. Board took it out of bounds, stops the clock. They need a touchdown, of course. A field goal's not going to do it.
No, they got to score a touchdown. They're in all four-down mode for the rest of the day.
Well, 1st and 10 for Benefield. Again, complete.
Very nice tackle by Flowers there, because if he gets loose on that one, it's another 20, 30 yards. But again, they're moving the football. He's getting quick throws. This pass rush for the Bearcats, 36 sacks coming into this game. They need to show up right now in this football game.
Of course, you don't want to leave too much time on the clock for Sam Houston State, though. Pass to Stewart, good enough for the first down. Gets it down to the 35-yard line with 1:49 to go.
No, I wouldn't feel comfortable if I'm Coach Huseman giving them 20 seconds to score. I mean, this much could get down there fast.
Clock winds once they get those chains in place. Chattanooga does have a timeout remaining. Benefield to Borashati, and he couldn't hold on to it. In fact, he almost kept that in the air long enough that it looked like it might be picked off.
Yeah, it could have bounced up instead of down, but it really is a good break for the Mocs, because if he had caught that, he wasn't gaining any yards with it. At least it stopped the clock and gave them time to regroup here a little bit without that clock running in their face.
Sam Houston State undefeated. 5th seed in this playoffs, and a great grab by Borashati. What a catch down to the 31-yard line.
I have had a blast today watching these wide receivers play for both of these football teams. We have seen some great catches today with orange shirts and white shirts.
Just a skosh more than a minute to go. 31 yards from the huge upset, and Benefield complete right near the first down marker to Alfonso Stewart. And it is a first down. That'll stop the clock momentarily.
I'll bet you the big plays they've had in the passing game today have been 75% out of a scramble.
Yep.
Where he either runs it himself or makes the big throw right as he's getting close to the line of scrimmage.
Benefield's played in the shadows of the coach's son here for the last 3 years. Misses wide. It'll stop the clock with 37 seconds to go. Benefield, when he came to Chattanooga, was behind Russ Huseman's son, Jacob Huseman, 3-time SoCon Player of the Year.
And that's what Coach Huseman said to us. He's so proud of this kid to sit and wait for his opportunity behind the coach's son. And then when he gets it, he's had a heck of a year. He was second team All-SoCon this year in his first time playing.
Just to get on the field, he punted last year. He was a punter. When he was being recruited, or watching a video, a highlight video of Chattanooga, and Benefield's mom, Jennifer, and dad, Alex, were sitting right behind Coach Huseman. And as they watched that highlight reel, it was his mama, Jennifer, grabbed Coach and said, "Your son is a heck of a quarterback." And at that point, Russ Huseman said, "I'm not getting this kid." And he turned around and said, "Your son's a pretty good quarterback too." And he loves that kid right now.
And
he's got
fell in love with the kid because he knew he was going to have to sit a while when he came. And but it's all paying for him now. The benefits are coming through. He's just a junior. He's got another year to go and can lead this Chattanooga team, which has got still got a lot of returning players also. Both these two teams have got a lot of returners coming back. 5 times in a row in the playoffs in the orange shirts, 3 times in a row in the playoffs in the white shirts. That's why you get a football game like this right here.
Well, the white shirts have not been intimidated by Sam Houston State's undefeated record. They've got 37 seconds to complete the comeback. They've trailed all day. Benefield on the scramble again. It's where he's been at his best. He gets rid of it and gets it out of bounds to avoid a huge loss. But it brings up 3rd down.
Alejandro makes you nervous on those scrambles, I tell you. He holds that ball a long time before he'll finally get rid of it. Big 3rd down right now. Let's see who comes through in the next play or two here. Got to get some yards. I'd hate to have it 4th and 10. Need to get some yards out of this play.
Some pressure again, and it's tipped away. And that'll bring it down to one final chance. P.J. Hall, the Southland Conference Defensive Player of the Year, the man in on the play.
P.J. does a great job. This is a screen. They're throwing a back screen to the outside. Here you see the lineman down the field. P.J. Hall, just fantastic.
Injury timeout.
He's done that all year long. What a football player he is. The Southland Conference Defensive Player of the Year.
Right tackle, Kennington Cadwell, sophomore, injured and down on the turf at the 35-yard line. And they take a close look at him, trying to get him ready before a 4th and 10. The play of the game.
It is the play of the game, and you know, they already had Hunter Townsend not playing today, one of their offensive tackles, against this pass rush from Sam Houston. So they're really getting thin in their offensive line. I just said I'd hate to have it 4th and 10. This is a tough call. One of these wide receivers and Benefield are going to have to make a play right here. They're going to have to come up with something and really stick out and make a big football play. This is a tough defense to gain 10 yards on with this pass rush.
I mean, what do you draw up here?
It's tough, but I think no matter what, you find one of your leading wide receivers. You've got to go to one of those guys. It's got to go to Board. It's got to go to Borshady. It's just got to.
Yeah, maybe Alfonso Stewart. Those 3 have
Alfonso
been the big
Stewart
3.
has been in the mix today also, but one of those 3 has got to touch this football. If they get enough time to get it off now, I'm telling you, they're already thin in the offensive line. We'll see. That time, the Bearcats only rushed 3, which they've not done much all day. Looks like they're coming back to a 3-man rush again.
Well, this is it for the Mocs. They're only bringing 2 this time. Benefield lofts it to the end zone, and too much on it. Sam Houston State survives at home.
You know, they've struggled with the scramble all day. And that time they rushed 2 and held a lineman to mirror the quarterback on the scramble. He was the guy that was in the quarterback's face when he had to throw it late, and he threw it over everybody's head. Nice defensive play call by the Bearcats.
Now Russ Huseman, he's hurt, but they've got to take some pride in the way they have played in this one today. And keep in mind again, Sam Houston State scored 2 touchdowns in the first 3+ minutes of this game. Since then, Chattanooga has won the game. But the victory formation, and that is it. Sam Houston State goes to 12-0, and they move on in the FCS playoffs.
And they pay us to do this. This has been a blast today. What a great football game.
What a day indeed.
That's 2 coaches that have a lot of respect for each other. Wasn't it interesting to listen to them talk about each other during the week? And let's hope that Briscoe is okay and that he can carry it on next week and keep doing what he's doing for this football team.
Now 5 touchdown passes today, enough to advance another round for Sam Houston State. And their next opponent, James Madison, the 4th seed. That'll be next weekend. South Dakota State has advanced as well. And looking to see who their opponent will be, North Dakota State or San Diego. NCAA FCS second round presented by Northwestern Mutual. For Watson Brown and our entire crew this afternoon, I'm Dave Raymond saying so long from Elliott T. Bowers Stadium in Huntsville, Texas. Our final score today, Sam Houston State 41, Chattanooga 36. To watch this entire game on replay, as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to WatchESPN.com or download the Watch ESPN app. Thanks so much for watching. This has been a presentation of ESPN.